be live.
I think we're live. We're live. I see us.
Whoa.
We're on TV.
Whoa.
Yeah, we are live. And
What's up?
we are so far stable.
Slade and
You might want to
Bog
refresh
Noise.
that page, homie.
Why?
Huh?
I'm guessing he added stuff to it.
What?
It'll update when it goes to next video.
There's a fun little trick happening if you refresh the page.
All right, 1 second.
Fun little trick.
Oh, you'll see.
What's up, Sonji?
I reloaded the playlist with a bunch of Division trailers. LOL.
Bullshit. Don't leave you for a minute.
I have not yet played 1 second of a game that came out in 2025, and it is
Sounds like a skill difference, dude. What the fuck?
I mean, I'm the same way, actually.
I mean,
No, Chris Davis, I don't want to hear it, dude. I don't want to fucking hear it. We've been trying to give you nights off to work on this game in the year shit. You're gonna show up here with to talk about Dino Crisis and you don't even have footage. You don't have Dino Crisis footage, man.
Because I streamed the entire thing online.
You know, when David on a very short notice he was like, yeah, sure, I'll be on the podcast. And you know why I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it, is because he records everything he plays, and I knew he had footage. No matter what he wanted to talk about, he had footage because that man is prepared.
That man is prepared is one way of putting it.
Yeah,
he's also
it's mental
crazy
for sure.
He's
but
a video game
it's still
prepper.
beneficial to a podcast.
That is true. It is true.
He's a video game prepper.
What is up, King Terry and Slade and Sonji? Thank you for subscribing, Sonji. Resubscribing for 22 months.
And me,
on a 10-month streak.
Thank me.
Here we go. Okay, I've got chat ready. I mean, I think we can go ahead.
We're looking at.
Oh wait,
at your
setup.
Just so you know.
Why did it switch?
We're looking at Restream.
Yeah, why?
I feel like you should maybe be off that screen, Chris Davis.
There we go. I pulled the tab to a different window. There we go.
If you call attention to it, now people are rapidly hitting screenshot.
There's nothing to see.
You just gotta play it cool, Nick.
All 14 of the people who may have heard you say that.
Now, if I had the analytics up, maybe that would be something. But no, there was nothing.
I don't think our analytics are too.
We're getting doxxed, bro.
I still see it. Is it just me? Yeah.
Yeah, I see it too. Don't worry.
Are you looking at the stream,
showed
or are you looking
at
Discord?
Maybe chat can't see it, and we can. Like last week when I played a trailer that chat could see and y'all couldn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, y'all are seeing the wrong thing. All right, 1 second.
He thought we were lying. He thought it was a prank, bro. I've never even seen that screen before in my life, and he thought I was pranking.
Oh, we were
prank,
pranking.
bro.
There you go.
Bro.
There we go.
There you go. Okay.
Prank, bro.
Oh, I feel like I'm
seen
so
everything.
far behind.
We're live.
I don't remember if we watched
playing.
this trailer last week yet, but
So what is this?
keep driving.
Oh my god, it's got inventory in the back of the. Oh, this looks cool.
I think me and Crispy watched it, but y'all didn't because y'all were like, "Nah, 3D video games. I'm out of here." I don't know what was going on. I think I watched this last week, but it looks.
Oh my god, there's sheep in the road.
Is this a roguelike?
This is like
I definitely watched this last week. I remember this.
Yeah, this came out. It's getting pretty rave reviews as well, I think. So I'm pretty stoked to try it.
I mean,
it's like pretty mechanics driven too. You're like picking up hitchhikers and they're giving you like skills and stuff. Like it's a game as well. It's not just a.
And I don't know. I love the way this looks.
It's not just a walking sim about sad people or whatever. Like most indie games, you know. I mean, I think it is about that too, of course.
The Grimrock aspect.
It looks kind of like it's about sad people.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, you listen to the music and you see the people, the setting, and you're like, oh, it's probably about depression. But I'm telling you, I think it actually has like mechanics in there. And it's also like a period piece, but also like in like the Netherlands or something. It's not like, America.
Thank God.
Which is cool.
I like the bobblehead.
Yeah, you would. You would, you motherfucking bobblehead fucker.
What's that supposed to mean?
Hey, I like the bobblehead in Pacific Drive too. Fucking werewolf. What? Oh my god! I want to know what this is like. What? Like how? What is the connective tissue between all this shit that we're seeing?
Huh?
I don't know. Like
It's a
there's
video
a bride.
game, Nick. Music
I
and
know.
visuals and gameplay.
Okay.
I know.
You know, mashed together in a
Came
big
out
bowl called
last week. Okay.
Fuck. I'm adding that to my wish list.
It's out. You could just add it to your cart.
Yeah.
I think this one looked cool too. I don't remember if we watched it, but I was just thought it was some cool stuff.
All right. There you go, chat.
$17.99, huh?
How is audio, everybody? Do I sound like dog shit? For some reason, like, you know, I could do a recording or whatever and I sound fine, but I'm like checking the stream later and I'm like, holy shit, like, Chris Davis, did you put a dog shit filter on me? What's going on? Do I sound fine to y'all?
Yes, you sound fine.
Yeah,
Do I sound fine to the stream?
I think
To
so.
the chat? Because, man, I have not been sounding good and on the streams.
Oh, I remember this. We did watch the
Oh,
trailer
yeah.
for this, and this does look fucking rad.
Sounds good. But chat, you know, we bullied them so hard back in the day that, like, they don't never want to say, yeah, it sounds like dog
like
shit, you know?
There's no we in this scenario.
And we just
Brad.
want them to be honest. Lower the trailer audio.
Okay.
No, this looks awesome.
Absolutely, this looks so good. This isn't out yet, right?
No. Literally
Yeah,
every
I'm-
like movie I've ever liked is just that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it.
That is definitely a game that I will be playing, assuming it's, you know, well
It's
received.
beatable. You're
Well
assuming
received.
it's beatable.
Assuming it's not Japanese.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm
It's
just
not-
kidding. It is D-Cell Games. What's D-Cell?
this finally got a release date. Wait, is this what I think it is? Yeah, this game looks sick too. I'm all about posting sick games. That's why I curate trailer talk.
Sick-
Otherwise,
sick
it'd be a bunch
James.
of Wukong trailers.
Boo.
Man, fuck. I really need to start playing 2025 shit.
Yeah, Nick.
Or just play games you enjoy, man.
I mean,
Put
I
down
am.
Metaphor. You'll be happier
No,
if you don't finish
No,
Metaphor.
I'm still. Fuck you, Brad. I am enjoying the shit out of Metaphor.
I
I'm
finally
through it.
finished Lorelei. 100%ed that shit, man.
Damn.
That game is crazy.
What was
Pretty
this game
cool,
called?
right? It's pretty cool.
What was
I
the
thought
name of
you
that
said-
game we just watched?
Indie dev, dude.
Oh my
Probably not
God.
Japanese.
Hey, Chris Davis, can you back it up and tell me what that last game was?
It's called Centium. With the C.
Yeah.
Centium.
No, you don't need to.
Okay.
I,
Fine.
I added it. I just told him the name. Centum with a C. We're watching this beautiful Lara Croft remaster. It's like, you know, that was it. That was the teaser. Oh man, they can't even make a full
They've been doing
trailer, these
countdown videos like
assholes.
that all week.
They think they're Space Marine too.
Is that right?
What is this? Oh, this is Civ.
Yeah, but say this looks like Civ.
Yeah, it looks like Sam.
More like Midv.
Wow.
Is that midv or miv?
Midvilization.
That is a good question.
Oh
He
shit.
has a good point.
Mid-Meyer civilization.
They just need to patch in Baba Yetu. I feel like that's just smooth things over. Just patch in Baba Yetu. Everyone will be happy again.
Yeah, the 5 theme was pretty alright.
What happened, man? You been following this, Chris Davis?
I
This is.
I mean, I don't know if I'm not ready to pick this up yet.
Okay.
Because every single Civ game is so much better when you actually get to the first expansion.
Civilization, and again, this is going to sound like shade. Civilization feels like a game that you could talk a lot about, Chris Davis, and then like 3 years later, we find out you've never played a second of a Civilization game.
That's crazy. You never did Hot Seat? You never did Hot Seat Civ? You never just like got drunk and talked shit at Hot Seat?
I put like 600 hours into Civ 5 and like 200 hours into Civ 6.
Okay, and how many of those were Hot Seat Civ? The only real way to play Civilization.
What is Hot Seat Civ?
Shut up, Nick. We know you don't care.
That is true. He's just engaging. His podcast brain. He's been doing this for so long.
Give us a credit. He's trying.
He's so good at podcasting, you don't even know what he doesn't give a shit.
It's where y'all
about.
play on one machine and
I don't give a
you
shit.
take turns. Yeah,
But
I
the
know.
audience, like, no, Crispy. Nick asked a good question, but we know. We've been doing this for too fucking long.
I probably started like a dozen or so games multiplayer in Civ 5 and 6, and we have never finished a single one.
I know you don't. You don't finish them. They're not made to be finished. It's not for finishing. It's
I saw
about
the trailer for
for
this today.
having the save file to the promise of getting together with your friends again in the future.
I am immediately turned off by this video game.
I know you are.
Wow. Wow.
We're not surprised. I mean, to be fair, I think plenty of people are.
I mean, I am not lying. There's some I can't quite put my finger on it, but I'm not.
Ugly and low budget.
This is not doing anything
And
for
made
me.
by people who like anime.
I'm sure there's at least one anime Nick likes.
Yeah.
This is I think this comes out soon. How's that?
So this is supposed
This
to be
is
like
from people what worked on Danganronpa and
yeah, I was gonna say like Danganronpa,
Zero
but it's
Escape
like
games.
Tactics.
But it's also like a tactics game. It's developed by Media Vision. They're like they worked on Valkyria and well,
Wait,
lots of
what?
stuff. They worked on Wild Arms back in the day.
Valkyria Chronicles?
Yeah, they worked on some of the later ones.
Oh, like 2 and 3.
And 4, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I liked 4 and 1.
Might be okay. I'm keeping my eye on it at least. This one looks sick.
Oh yeah.
We watched.
This got a release date or something. No, a demo. Is Next Fest about to happen? I feel like there's a lot of demo trailers out now.
I think there's one in early March.
That was February.
I think I remember
Pretty
reading
sure
the
it's
schedule saying
February.
March.
This
But
is giving me
I
like.
could be wrong.
This is giving me Banjo Kazooie energy.
Could be wrong.
Ooh, that's cool. This music is popping. I love it. This looks like a video
Somebody
game
watch
ass
some
video
Mario
game,
Odyssey.
and I am into it.
Rough and the Riverside.
What is it called? Rough? I'll download it.
Ruffy in the Riverside. Something like that. Rough. in the
I'm gonna
Riverside.
download the demo.
Okay, I kind of
Like a
like
bullet
what I'm
hells?
looking at, but the
Yeah, it
CRT
kinda reminds me of,
scan
like,
lines is a
Gunstar
little too
Heroes.
much.
What? What'd you say? What'd you say, bro?
I said I like what I'm looking at, but I think the scan lines are a little bit too much.
Scan
Oh
lines.
my god.
He just means that because he's gonna play it on a CRT, so like the fake scan lines overlaid with the real scan lines
yeah,
is gonna
fair.
be overkill.
That would be too much scan lines.
Just saying, it's a little strong.
Yeah.
Neon Inferno.
So it's a
Best
side-scrolling shooter, and
couch
also it's got
co-op.
like Sin and Punishment, like background shooting. Okay.
Something is wrong.
This is weird looking. What the fuck?
Is this Soda Drinker Pro 2?
Are you threatened by it, Nick?
How could
No,
you
I'm just saying it is definitely an art style that like assaults the senses right out of the gate.
It does look like Soda Drinker Pro.
Yeah.
Y'all cut that shit out, dude. How dare you?
That's so funny.
Whatever happened to that guy?
I don't know. Did he ever stop making Soda Drinker Pro?
He got into he does PR work.
Yeah, that's not good news. Just keep that one to yourself. Just make us sad.
I get emails from him every now and then. He's
Yeah,
trying
can
to,
you just tell us he dissolved into stardust and went up
what
into
the
the
fuck,
sky?
dude? What the fuck? He shook a soda too much and killed himself.
Yeah.
Guys, something about this game. Wait, oh my god!
Now
Something
it
about
makes
this is deeply unsettling.
Yeah. It's the it's because it has a bold, singular artistic vision.
Would you call it singular artistic? Because I feel like it's kind of inconsistent with its. Well, maybe I'm wrong.
You think it's inconsistent with its?
I don't know. I feel like it's a few different art styles.
It
like,
insists
stacked on top
upon
of each
itself.
oh my god.
other. What does that even mean?
It's just a dumb way of saying. Yeah. I mean, it's a joke. I'm not.
Zebra the Great. The fuck?
I love that he wears the crown on the top of his neck. That's sick.
What?
Bad posture, dude.
I feel
Right
like
up
this
on-
trailer is 3 seconds away from becoming some kind of horror thing.
Dude, I think it went past that
what
threshold
do you think
ages
we're
ago.
watching, dude?
You guys.
This just looks like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, like the map art.
We've got Kingdom Come Deliverance at home.
I think that's because you're playing on your 1080.
Dude, my footage. No, I'm playing on my PS5.
Oh, that's right.
My
Bad cheese.
Oh,
my
this
footage-
game looks kind of sick.
Wait, is this separate from the Mickey Mouse shooter game?
Yes, that's very different.
That's Mouse
Oh,
Detector.
I
or
thought
something
that's
like
what
that?
this
Yeah.
was.
No, that's Mouse PI. This is something
No.
else.
Mouse PI looks
Mouse
sick.
PI
I don't know
looks
what this
so
is.
good. I've never
Yeah,
seen
this is some
horror.
trailer I grabbed.
It's Mickey
Steamboat
Mouse
Willie.
horror.
Yeah,
Is this another game that was born from the rights to that?
I mean, I don't,
From it going
I don't
public
think it's
domain?
literally Steamboat Willie, but I mean, it could be. That looks like Pluto, kind of.
That looks like Mickey.
Bad cheese.
This is going to be
Okay.
like the most popular game in the world among 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
looks like a
and,
badass video game.
In like 5 years, you're gonna see bad cheese merch at Target one day.
What the fuck?
That was
Man, I feel-
sold to them by Hot Topic and because it didn't
I
sell.
feel that deeply. Like I feel that in my soul. Like seeing that kind of shit at Target.
What do you mean this
This
looks
looks
like a bad
alright.
game?
What do you mean? What do I
They
mean?
mean
This
it looks ugly.
I think that is what Nick
I mean,
means.
it does look. No, I was more referring to like
Oh.
the way how
That's
there's
a
like
Japanese
there's
developer
like
in it.
menus flanking the main map screen in the middle. It just reminds me of something. It reminds me of
I did talk
what's
about
that ugly
Tom and
game where
Church.
you're sailing
War
across the
Fortress?
ocean?
Oh. What's up, funky duck? He's
He's
coming.
coming.
Hooded horse.
He is coming.
He's coming.
Oh, this one's for you, Chris Davis. I would say Chris Davis, but he's not even a real Resident Evil fan.
Oh,
damn.
What the
Damn,
fuck
this is-
does that mean?
is-
I think.
What I'm
Oh,
trying to say is you've played
no.
3 of them.
Is that Wesker?
Why? What is this? Is it? Oh,
What?
No.
What, Brad?
You heard me, dude.
What the shit?
I have played more than 3 Resident Evil games.
Yeah, nah.
No.
You didn't even bring Dino Crisis footage. How much of a Resident Evil fan are you really?
Bitch, shut up. Okay, I will give them credit with this at least. I mean, it looks like they did a decent job trying to convert the RPD building into something.
It's so stupid though, because it's like if you're not a monster, if you're not a monster in this universe, you're a survivor. So they put like licensed survivors in there, but like Alucard is like just a little. He's like the equivalent of a little bitch teen, you know, who the monster just fucks up really easily.
Wait, there was Castlevania content?
You can't do that, dude. It has literally every. It's the Fortnite of.
I didn't know that Alucard was a
Yeah, I did not know this.
There's so many like ridiculous survivors like that.
I like this.
Dude, remember that fucking what was it? Super Time Force?
Yes, that's Cappy, dude. They were once the GOAT. Now they probably couldn't even sell an indie game.
Now they're doing PR.
No, they're making games. You know, they got Battle Vision Network coming out. It's gonna sell 3 copies. Try not to think about it too much.
Staff and 4Player.
I want to play this.
No, this looks sick as hell. That's why I posted a trailer of it.
Here's the nature of
Nitro
trailer talk.
Express. Nitro Express. Yeah, I want to play this badly.
This is great. Graphics software.
This game is already out, but I've heard really good things about it. You like send the letters of people who died to you like are entering the letters into like some program or something.
Oh, I've heard of this. It's like they have they're trying to letters that couldn't be delivered, and they're trying to like, figure out how to return them or whatever.
Yes, and you're doing it like in a really creepy environment.
Dude, they're gonna turn every like mundane, monotonous, bureaucratic task into a horror game, aren't they?
But it's like a typing
of course
game too.
Because we live in a bureaucratic nightmare. I get it.
We've already had a police horror game, a dispatcher horror game.
I'm adding this to the Halloween list.
I think there's been a firefighter horror game.
Yeah, that's like it. I don't think it's supposed to be just people who couldn't get letters because they were dead. It's called Dead Letter because they were undeliverable.
Yeah.
I see.
It's a real thing.
I see.
Yeah. It's also one of the better chapters of Control.
Okay, buddy.
Oh, this is that
We forgot.
uh
For a reason. You know what?
isn't this the like 90s
Why don't you just get out of my face?
game?
No.
What am I thinking of?
This is Lost in Bloom, right?
Bloom and Rage.
Bloom and Rage.
You think of Life is Strange?
Lost Records, Bloom and Rage. That's
From the makers of Life is Strange. This comes out soon. That's why I posted it.
God, everything is coming out soon, man.
This is
It's
episodic.
February.
It's February 11th, Nick, and you haven't played a 2024 game. What the
Not
fuck,
everything's
dude?
coming out soon.
You're just wasting your time with Japanese bullshit. You think the next dragon is gonna be that fun to fight? Just give up.
I actually just haven't played a lot of games in 2025 yet, like period.
I know. You gotta move on from Metaphor.
I'll be done with Metaphor by the weekend.
Firewatch and Untitled Goose Game.
Those are two very different things.
Quito,
It's just publisher
Ecuador.
panic.
Oh shit.
This is just another cool game with the cool arts. I mean, a game with a sick ass art style.
Quito, Ecuador. Rima Peru.
Kind of hurts my eyes for some reason.
Bolivia. This looks like Who's Lila?
It does.
Oh, we've seen this before.
Yes. I hope Lost Records is good. It comes out in a week. So does holy shit, Avowed and Yakuza and Monster Hunter, and I'm knee deep in Kingdom Come. What the fuck? It hurts your eyes because it's artistic beauty, Nick, and you're not used to it.
What are you? Why do you say shit like that? You fucking asshole.
It's really mean.
Because you don't return fire, Nick. You just take it.
Does. He hurts me when he calls Prince of Persia ugly.
Yeah, but when he says that, he's not intentionally trying to dig at you.
I also didn't say it was ugly. You know what's an ugly game?
What?
Fucking
Valkyria Chronicles.
No,
Wow.
of course not.
He's like, think of a Western
Bloodstained.
game. Think of a Western
an ugly game.
That is ugly.
Bloodstained is an
We all
ugly
agree
ass
on that
game.
one.
I disagree.
You need to boot up Bloodstained.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Yes.
A new Heart Machine game?
Yeah, this trailer we've seen before, but
Art Machine making.
they're still saying this comes out this year.
You guys aren't even Heart Machine fans. I am.
Is this like a? Is this like a
You're not the only
Metroidvania
who
made by
played
Heart
Hyper
Machine?
Light Drifter.
Yeah, but I'm the only one who liked it.
That is probably true.
I mean, I thought it was fine, honestly.
I don't recall this.
Possessors. This they're still saying this year on this one. I know they're also making. They're like, I guess, a multi-team studio now. They're also making the roguelike follow-up to Hyper Light
Breaker. Yeah.
You know who also said this shit's still coming out this year? Reconfirmed a 2024 release date. Who drafted this shit?
Hi.
We're fucked,
That's
man.
me.
We're not that fucked.
98, baby.
This
We're
is
going.
not coming out this year.
98.
Dude, they just
This is
said
not
they
coming out
just
this year.
reconfirmed
They're
it, dog.
fucking liars. I don't care what they said.
In the same breath as saying this, they're confident this game is coming out this year. They also said anything could happen.
Probably.
That's not a good thing to say.
They're
But
like,
you gotta
while we
remember-
That's not a
acknowledge
good thing to
anything
say.
could happen, we feel pretty good about it. Like that.
But here's the thing,
that's-
Nick. Number one, this game is not coming out on PC at launch. And number two, and as per usual with Rockstar, they're not launched it on PC. And number two, this
They
game
already
was
said that?
already delayed internally. They're not going to let this game be delayed anymore. It's coming out.
Oh, coke.
The weird comments from Chris Davis. Well, so they said for sure it's not launching on PC.
Yeah, not day and date. It's going to be on console first.
It's
Man,
gonna
that's a
slip.
choice.
it's gonna be running at 30 frames per second on console.
It's gonna slip.
Of course.
It's gonna slip.
PS5 will be
Oh.
45 frames. Or PS5 Pro anyway.
PS5 Pro. I forgot the PS5 Pro came out. Anybody buy
Okay,
that
is
dog shit?
Elon Musk gonna play this one, and is he gonna shoot cops this time?
No, he'll outsource it to someone else.
Did y'all hear that Sakurai? What was the deal with Sakurai? He said something like a fucking groundhog, or what happened?
I have no idea.
There's Sakurai news, man. Could be announcing a new Smash or something.
Oh,
Why is this here?
a new character.
I don't know. Fucking, there ain't that many
You're the one
trailers.
that controls
Well,
the
we watched a
playlist.
bunch of trailers last week before the.
Well, we probably should,
yeah.
record a podcast.
I love the Joel Haver sketch of this,
Y'all think
where it's like
gonna be a
Stinky
DK
Kong,
year?
like watching the video for the first time and then getting really offended that it's like mean to him.
Do y'all think we're gonna get DK this year?
No.
It's possible. That's been the rumor for the longest time.
Okay, Kong is here.
Sakurai recently shared the Japanese version of Nintendo's announcement of a Switch 2 Direct coming April 2nd. He captioned the post, "Oh!" exclamation point. I think that's
because he didn't know that it was happening.
He was genuinely clueless.
He was surprised. He's just having fun like the rest of us. Yeah, this part. It's all about like how fucking stupid he is and how ugly he is.
He's a fucking orangutan, man.
What are you talking about? Orangutans are almost as smart as humans. They deserve a little bit of dignity.
I
There's
think
some
in some
dumb
cases
fucking
they're
humans,
smarter. What literally? What are we watching? Like, what? This isn't even a trailer.
We're watching Grant Kirkhope's finest work. Is what
Donkey
it is.
Kong 64. Dare I say it? Yes, the best Donkey Kong game ever.
Dare you say it?
No. I take issue
Yes.
with that, Crispy. No.
Yes.
No.
What did he
Even
say?
better than Diddy Kong Racing.
I refuse.
What did he say? What is the take here?
That's a disgusting take, honestly.
Donkey Kong 64 is the best Donkey Kong game.
I think all Donkey Kong games are bad. Even the Miyamoto original.
Yeah, back when it was Donkey Kong and Jumpman.
Yeah, dude. Fuck Donkey Kong, dude. I hate the Donkey Kong Country games. They're so fucking overrated.
Dude, the roller coaster looks sick though.
Keep going, Brad. Keep saying outrageous things. This is the
No,
hot
it's
take
not
of people.
outrageous. It's bullshit. Stop it every 2 seconds to pick up fucking bananas.
Do you think that Donkey Kong is worse
Levels
than
are 40
stop,
minutes
you just
long.
walk over
It's
them.
Ridiculous.
Do you think
Ridiculous.
Donkey Kong should have the same reputation that Sonic has as like an embarrassing niche video game series that losers are fans
No one
of?
wants to.
How is a banana in
No one wants
Donkey
to
Kong
fucking
any different from a
orangutan. That's the
coin in
problem.
Mario?
Well,
You wanna-
Donkey Kong's a gorilla.
Yeah. Well, no one wants to fuck a orangutan.
Wait, you
or-
mean everyone wants to fuck Sonic?
what? Really?
Wait, what?
Hmm.
I mean,
Isn't
just
that
like
what
a
you're
foot
saying?
job, maybe. Just a foot job.
We've
Yeah, I
seen
guess.
trailers for this. What is this? This
The
is
Precinct?
This is. That's right.
Precinct.
you're just a cop and you go to
Donkey
go
Kong
do-
Jr. Mac.
I was just adding all random shit. Like literally 7:47 today. I had nothing on the playlist, so yeah, I was
What
just
is
adding
this?
stuff. This is the Precinct. This game looks kind of sick.
Yeah,
An
an actual good police procedural game.
I mean, yeah.
If you fantasize about being a fucking class trader.
True. If I do though, I just play Astral Chain. You know.
Yeah, that one has titties.
Wait.
Speaking of Donkey
Ast-
Kong, this is an
Ast-
indie
wait.
dev Donkey Kong like.
Astral Train has titties.
It's probably better because actual Donkey Kong has dog shit mechanics. This one looks actually pretty tightly developed.
And adorable. It's a little turtle and a little duck. Nick, I know you probably don't know this because you don't play Japanese video games, but there are a lot of titties in Japanese video games.
Why did I never think
true.
of that before? Fuck.
True.
What have I been doing with
like,
my life?
Like Persona games, you know, they
Yeah.
don't, they're not as etchy as your typical Japanese.
Dude, you should play Yakuza. People are just like
Yeah.
straight up shaking their tits in your face.
Yeah.
This morning I busted out my Steam Deck because I was like, I need to install something on my Steam Deck that maybe I can play over lunch because I haven't booted my Steam Deck up in a while, and I was just looking through our family shared library and I was like, what the fuck? Like the Yakuza games are on here, including Yakuza 0, and I was
Yeah.
like, maybe I should.
Dude,
Maybe I should
Zero's
fucking install
sick.
Yakuza
You should play Zero. The Hostess Club mini game, like
Oh.
managing the Hostess Club in Zero, is so fun. Like, I
But if
love
I'm
it
being
so
honest, the last thing in the world I want is to like suddenly find out that I actually love Yakuza because
Dude,
No,
shut up.
Nick,
It's
you're
so-
Just
safe.
do-
You're safe
Just,
on that
just do
one.
what I did and play maybe Zero, but maybe just play Like a Dragon and then Infinite.
what do you mean do what I did? You're like 4 games deep in the series, aren't you?
I'm not.
Oh.
I'm on my third.
That's still a lot.
Is this
This-
the
It is a lot.
American
This
Arcadia
looks
devs?
fucking crazy.
Can you imagine there was 2 babies put in lockers right next to each other.
That is insane. I can't get over that. And I also can't get over that nobody wanted to tell anybody what the truth was. Like, Sawashiro had a fucking chance to tell his son, like, hey, I'm actually your father. Oh! Like, and then...
Guys, real talk though for a second. Whatever this game is that we're watching,
how does that happen?
This is a Bionic Bay. I think it comes out like next week or something.
Fuck! Why? Why is everything coming out next week?
Because it's February.
This is like if Limbo wasn't boring as fuck.
Damn.
What was that game? Oh, Refactor, right?
Dude, Refactor is... Wait, not Re...
Wait,
oh,
Refractor?
You're talking about Tetropolis?
Tetropolis, yeah. Formerly known as Tetropolis.
I still think of it internally as Tetropolis.
I still have it on my wish list, I think. If it still has a Steam page.
Yeah, me too. No, it's in early access. I have the demo or whatever.
Are you serious?
Isn't it?
I didn't know. I thought it was just greenlit or
Early
whatever.
access game. Don't check the recent reviews though.
I think he gave you a code.
I'm just kidding. Recent reviews are like, waiting for an update. What the fuck?
Yeah. It's been 7 years since the developer.
Real talk. I think this is the last one, but this is like a deep dive into Adamfall. Are anybody following Adamfall?
I am actually really excited.
Yeah, this looks like a Nick joint for sure.
Yeah.
This is what
This
did
is like
By the way,
what did
Bionic Bay is
like-
March 13th, so it's not quite next week. This is being described
Jaeger
as
had a
like,
good name. It's like Wanker Call of Liverpool or something like that. But Wanker was like all caps, like Stalker.
This is being compared to like Fallout
It's
in
not bad.
England. English Fallout.
Or just Stalker, like the joke I just made, Nick. Just laugh at the joke.
I refuse. This is a really long video, by the way. We need to do a podcast.
Yeah. This comes out soon too.
This comes out in April.
I hope that like Rebellion like gets a dub here, honestly, because they've been kind of in the trenches for decades.
Yeah, but they're very prolific. It's crass surprising. I mean, they've
But
done
that's
like
what I mean. They've been in the trenches.
Every time
feels
I
like
see-
every 18 months they
Every time
have
I
a
see
game
a
coming out.
Rebellion game, it's like, you know, the Rebellion logo comes up and I'm like, oh, Rebellion, yeah, I recognize them. What was the last game they did? And then I look up what the last game was and I'm like, it's every game. Every game.
They do Sniper Elite games. People like those.
That's
where
what
the money
it is.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah. I thought Sniper
They
Elite
did
games were
Alien
like
vs.
only
Predator.
sold at GameStop for the longest time. I think
They
one
did
of them
Alien vs.
was.
Predator, damn it.
Not in a long time.
Yeah.
They do the Zombie Army games.
Yeah, they
Strange
did like
Brigade.
5 of
I
those.
think that was
You
David's game
guys
of the
are
year.
not
Brigade, yeah.
disproving
Strange
my
Brigade.
point. Like, you guys are not.
Yeah.
They're not putting up a fight.
They did. They brought back Evil Geniuses.
What was the Rebellion. What's the last game they did? What was the last game they did?
It
Evil
came out like
Genius
last
2
week.
World
Sniper Elite
Domination in
Resistance.
2021.
Oh yeah.
They made a 20-year-old sequel to Evil Genius. What the fuck?
Yeah.
We can stop. This is literally 8 minutes long.
I'm just waiting for y'all to tell me stop. Okay.
I
Stop.
think we all told you to stop.
No, the word stop was not uttered from y'all's.
I will be right back.
Okay. 1 second.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Let me get set up again. Okay. Still no drop frames, so we're good right now.
They finally gave you the good
Chris Davis got his balls back.
fiber.
He felt so fucking emasculated, y'all. I'm so glad for you, Chris Davis.
Yeah, Nick couldn't handle the pressure.
Yeah.
Nick's like, thank fuck. Jesus
What?
Christ.
What? What am I? What's
You're like,
happening?
thank
We were
fuck
just
for-
talking about what a
because
nice
you're
guy you are, Nick.
Shut the fuck up. That's not at all what's happening.
Brad said that Chris Davis is happy that his internet's working because
Oh,
he felt emasculated, and I said, "Yeah, Nick couldn't handle the pressure."
yeah. I mean, the pressure. I mean, I'm glad I know how to do it now, but you know, I'm just fine handing the reins back.
Things worked great before.
Pretty alright.
I need to do a sound test real quick. Give me just a
Yakuza.
moment.
And then we.
Is Metaphor a turn-based RPG?
Yeah.
Okay. Nick's lost in the sauce. Then okay, cool.
Can we hurry up? I have some swords to sharpen. Dude, my Kingdom Come footage is so bad. I'm like, I guess I need to like get into some combat or something
All
for
right.
this footage. And I'm like, wait, that's not what you do in this game. You like,
How do you go piss
you like
somebody off?
wash your clothes and stuff, you know?
Okay.
Is that a picture of me behind you, Crispy?
This?
Yeah. That's from our Resident Evil.
This is official 4-player
Project M
material.
Yeah.
I don't even recognize my own face.
That was at Nolan's house, remember? We were.
This is Nolan's old house.
That's okay. So you're from the promo video that we shot.
The
Yeah.
Resident Evil.
Okay, gotcha.
Our last great video production, like our trailer.
The last video production we'll ever do.
Oh, it was so
Don't
good.
say
It was so good. Oh my
That's-
god, Nick.
Hey, we went out on top
We did.
or something.
We did. Our last was our best, just like Francis Ford Coppola.
How about that Megalopolis?
Look, dude, you've watched.
I
you need
can't
to be
wait.
careful, Crispy. If you say that, like, you really want to like just film something,
I don't. I'm not. That's not what I'm saying
Okay,
at all. That's not what I'm saying at all.
if you say that too loudly, David will show up at your doorstep in like 3.5 hours. Oh, let's film a skit. Let's do it.
It's
Let's go.
If you say it 3 times in a mirror, he'll appear behind you and let's go.
Dude.
That's pretty good. All right, is everybody ready to record?
I am ready.
Testing.
Record.
Wiener.
Yes, I am recording.
Testing.
Test 1, 2. Test.
Oh my god, it's beautiful.
What's beautiful?
Yeah, I'm
My
good.
voice.
Oh,
Whoa.
I mean, I didn't want to say anything, but you're right.
My burp was like perfectly in tune.
Remember that time? Actually several times where we just spent a bunch of time and an unreasonable amount of time trying to make.
Oh yeah, trying to make
shapes.
butt plugs out of the waveform. Yeah. Wow, wow. Like the flares.
We're professionals.
Oh, it was such a fun game.
It was actually pretty fun. All right, I'm gonna hit record, so y'all let me know when you're good to go. Oh shit! I think I need to turn my sound sensitivity down.
I'm making
just a
handle
tad.
beads over here.
I watched The Dark Crystal last night,
Sick, dude.
which I'd never seen all the way through before. Pretty crazy,
Because
right?
every
You have.
time Skeksis, you turn that shit off because it's horrifying.
Dude, I was trying to tell these people like I never watched it as a kid
Testing.
because look at it. And they were like, "No, it looks cool," and I'm like,
Absolutely horrifying.
and then like the fucking Skeksis king dies, and you're just like, "What are you talking about?" And then those big like fucking bug soldiers. Oh, the main characters too. Anytime the main character went from like a puppet to like a kid in costume running or something, like yeah, I was like, "Oh no, oh no."
Remember
that
when
movie
they
does
brought,
look a bit like Nightmare
they brought
Fuel.
back the Dark Crystal, made a television show that everyone really loved, and then they were like, nah.
Wait, so did
really
people
love it?
People liked it.
It wasn't
People
good
liked
enough
it,
for
but
Netflix.
Netflix canceled it because they're like,
Yeah.
nah,
That's not
good
surprising. Netflix cancels fucking everything.
Dude, I fucking hate the streaming era.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I also watched that Bob Dylan movie.
Oh yeah.
Because my dad wanted to see it, so I went to the movies with him.
Hey.
It was alright. It was pretty good.
All right.
I mean,
I'm over Bob Dylan though. Stop telling
me
stories
too.
about Bob Dylan. It's not
I'm
that
not gonna
interesting.
lie. I'm not gonna lie. I would probably be way more interested in seeing that movie if I actually felt like I had like a subpar knowledge of Bob Dylan. I
mean, this movie is really just about like the early part of his career, and it kind of culminates in this like where he was like still a folk singer, but like he wants to use electric instruments, and like
people weren't cool with that.
Everyone was like real fucking weird about that. Yeah. My one thing about it is like I think Timothée Chalamet does a really good job. Like he does a really good job. And yet there are still scenes where like he's doing Bob Dylan and it's like, come on, this is a fucking put on. Like this is ridiculous. This is so goofy. And then like you look at footage of Bob Dylan and it's like, no, that's him.
Goofy?
Like he's just kind of it's like watching footage of Andy Warhol. You're just like, God, what the fuck is this guy's deal? Like it's
that
fucked
checks
up.
out.
Yeah.
I prefer Kate Blanchett's Bob Dylan.
That's what I was telling my dad. Like, you should watch this. You should watch I'm Not Here and watch Kate Blanchett do it. Like, I still think.
Oh,
she's
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's like it's a bunch of short stories based on Bob Dylan. They're like characters that represent different points of his career. And there's one where it's like, or Kate Blanchett, and she's like literally dressed like Bob Dylan doing like interviews and shit. She's really good.
Gotcha.
Well,
That's great.
I have seen 2 new films in the year of our Lord 2025.
I heard she was great in Borderlands as well.
Oh,
my God, how did that happen? How did one of the most respected living actors end up in a Borderlands movie?
Dude, I can't. Yeah, and then like fucking Randy Pitchford just being out there being like, "Oh well, you know, I understand if you didn't like the movie," like as if it's not just the biggest piece of shit ever. I don't know.
Yep.
Whatever.
Are we ready to start?
What were the movies you watched, Nick?
I saw Wolfman.
Wait, we could talk about this on the podcast. Of course,
I thought we were.
Oh, all right.
Okay,
well, let's do a quick roll call, starting with Brad.
I'm rolling the call.
Crispy.
Hello.
Chris Davis.
Hello, I am also here.
All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to 4Player Podcast. This is episode 825, I believe.
No.
What?
That they can't do it again. Paddington again. Paddington in
You're
Peru.
doing another Paddington?
I didn't even know this existed. Paddington to Peru is another like 99%er. What's going on here?
Okay.
You can't keep getting away with it.
Let me tell you something, and you're gonna think I'm crazy. That guy also did the Timothée Chalamet Wonka movie. I watched that movie. It's not gonna blow your socks off. It's way better than it should be. Like
That's what I've heard.
Kind of good. It's kind of good.
The guy's got skills, is what you're saying.
It's weird. Timothée Chalamet is a fucking weirdo. I love it. I mean,
I love how this intro is
the sauce.
Sorry, I'm
Brad-
not watching
Brad-
that new Paddington movie. They recast Sally Hawkins. Like, fuck off.
I hate you so much.
Oh, hey Nick, how's it going today?
It was going great until you derailed my intro.
You gonna talk about metaphor today?
I don't think you want me to talk about metaphor.
Oh, I so badly want you to talk about metaphor.
No, you don't. We've talked about metaphor before, and I'm like balls deep in metaphor, and I'm gonna finish it soon. We'll just leave it at that. Can I finish the intro real quick? Because this is like all over the place. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm Nick. I'm the host. Brad's here. Hello, Brad.
Yeah, what's up?
Crispy's
Hello.
here. Chris Davis.
Hi.
He's taking a sip of his drink. Oh man. All right.
Don't recast Sally Hawkins. What are you doing? Just don't do that.
Is Paddington one of those movies I should make an effort to actually see?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like at least the second one. At least the second one.
It's just one of those things where it's like, it's not that I don't believe people when they say it's like really good. It's just like,
you can't imagine it.
They're all.
I can't really imagine it, and I don't feel like I'm curious enough to like really find out why.
You can't do it to me again, Nick. Don't. There will be blood. Paddington 2 to me. I can't. I can't deal with it, man.
Okay.
Did you watch Grand Budapest Hotel?
Yeah, it's basically just that. It's
I have not seen Grand Budapest Hotel, even though strangely enough, I own that film.
You don't have to offer that information.
No, I'm just saying. Like, I actually like bought that. I saw it, and so I was like, oh, I've been meaning to watch that, and I bought it.
Dude, that has
I never watched it. It's just
that has become a comfort movie for me. I've watched it so many fucking times.
Very, very good film. Highly recommend.
Pedro Pascal said Paddington 2 is the best film of all time.
Dude, what the fuck, Nick? That was your award. That was your award for our podcast awards. Our like, our own personalized award.
Oh yeah.
Your award should have been, I have it on my shelf right here. My favorite game I'll never play.
It is accurate, but I mean, like, I don't usually say it about movies. Is I guess my point.
Yeah, I know.
I don't usually say it about movies. But yeah. Anyways, yeah. I feel like it's been a couple weeks since we did a podcast. What did we do last week? I don't even remember, guys.
We did trailers.
Oh yeah, we just watched trailers. Like time means nothing to me at the moment. I feel like I'm so distracted. I feel like it's been so long since I've done a podcast. It's almost like I don't even remember how to fucking do this. But yeah, we're gonna get back into it. We're gonna get back on the video game horse this week. Yeah, I know we're gonna be talking about some Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, right? And
fuck yeah, dude.
I can't wait.
Lonely Mountains Snow Riders, I believe is the title, right, Brad?
I think so.
Did I get that right? Yep. Hell yeah.
And the Lonely Mountain franchise, yes, the new game, the new entry.
Gotcha. Among other things, I don't know, Crispy's also up to his neck in another Yakuza game that you've never played before, right? This is your first time playing it.
Well, the one I'm going to talk about, though, is the one I finished.
Oh, you finished Like a Dragon.
Yakuza 7 or Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Oh, so you just started Infinite Wealth? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I started Infinite Wealth like 2 days ago.
I had that backwards. But anyway,
and it's already incredible, by the way. But I'm not really going to be talking about it.
Gotcha. Well, we are interested to hear what you're going to say about Like a Dragon. I do want to quickly shout out there, guys. We're dragging our feet a little bit with Game of the Year stuff, but in our defense, Chris Davis did just move into a new home.
No, shut the fuck up.
No, you fuck off, Brad.
No, these goddamn excuses. You fucking stop it. We've all moved into new homes. Our life doesn't grind to a fucking hole. You stop it.
He built this home with his bare hands, all right?
Might as well have.
But he did just send over the first proof of our intro for the videos this evening. So progress is coming along.
I think the logos maybe hangs out on the screen a little too long. I kind of just want to look at the footage, but it's okay. I approve. I say thumbs up.
This is a great place to provide feedback. We'll talk about that later. Anyways, my point is, our Game of the Year videos, I know we're a month and a half into 2025, but pretty soon you'll find out what our favorite games of 2024 were. And you know what? I'm okay with that. This is chill, relaxed, feet kicked up, enjoying life 4-player. That's the era we are in. So you'll get it when you get it. Wait, what?
I already posted my list. So
Crispy is a simple man.
So I'm doing a lot better on delivering promises I didn't even make.
That's true.
Than these guys.
If you're curious, he posted his list in our Game of the Year channel in our Discord at discord.gg/4player. But you can expect videos from myself, Brad, and Chris.
I recorded audio for 3 different videos.
Yeah, which makes me there's like 2 or 3 games that I was like, it was killing me not putting on my top 10. And sometimes I'm just like, maybe I should just pull a Brad and just be like, do a top 13. Fuck it.
I didn't do a top 13. I did.
I know, but like
top 10 underappreciated games of the year. Yeah. And top 10 games from UFO 50.
See, yeah, and that basically clears up. Well, actually, I'm curious. This is just a genuine question I have now. If you made a top 10 games from UFO 50, does that mean you didn't put UFO 50 on your top 10 games of the year?
No. What do you mean? That's not what that means. I put UFO 50 on my top 10 list. I put 10 games, my 10 favorite games from UFO 50 as a separate video.
It's a lot of UFO 50.
Well, you should have said
there's
you'll
a lot
have
of
to
UFO
watch to find out.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Ignore everything you just heard. You'll have to watch to find out. We'll have those videos.
I will say there are some major games that are not on my top 10 list. And I will say you probably think they are. At the end of my number 2, in minute 48 of my video, probably roughly, that's a guess. I spoil what's not going to be my number 1, and you will be shocked. You will be shocked.
That is all right. That's
because you're going to be thinking, well, surely
I'm here.
It's going to be next, and then you're like, surely it's going to be next, and then it's just not going to show up, and then you're going to be shaking your fists for the rest of the video.
But then he went
the last 12 minutes
with a bajillion ads for every.
But then he went and he put that game that you were expecting on his top 10 most underappreciated games. So he still talks
because
about
these are not underappreciated games. They're
a complete
overglazed games.
Overglazed? That's I don't think I've ever heard that.
Well, that's just because you're not very online, Nick.
You've
played.
That's
good.
No, you played all 50 of the UFO 50 games, right?
Yes, I am so not online anymore that I deleted my Twitter.
Someone did a
It's gone.
Well, I think your problem is all you had was a Twitter, really. You know, I should have done. I was thinking about doing my top 10 or my game of the year as a tier list.
As a what?
As a tier list.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, the
Chris Davis, would you have been able to throw that together? I mean, I guess you don't even have to. It's just a video of me doing the tier list.
I mean,
with gameplay footage. You would have to splice in gameplay footage.
I mean, we could work on something.
Because I played like 30 games or something. I could have ranked all 30 into tiers.
Chris Davis is never going to get back to the point where he can actually just sit back and play video games.
He finished Dino Crisis.
What am I talking about? Chris Davis has played so much more this year than I have. Anyways, guys, we are just droning on. Let's get into it. Let's dive into it. Let's talk about video games. Let's talk about what's new. And Brad, you're going to be happy to hear this. You are not being relegated to the second segment this week. We're starting with your game.
Oh, it's because I don't have an ugly game. Well, I do, but you're just going to make the ugly game go in the second segment, right?
Correct.
Actually,
Correct.
I'd argue that the most beautiful game we're talking about this week is my segment B game, Nick.
Yeah, but the thing is that this is
the way the cookie
European
crumbles.
Game. This is the perfect thing for Nick. So,
you motherfucker.
But just FYI to all of my 4Player staff fam here. And I posted this last night. I did pick up Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 on Steam, so that means y'all have access to it now. So play away. Play away.
I mean, I got it on PS5, but thanks. Okay, so that's what you want to start with. I'm a little confused. I don't know which one you want to start with, Nick.
I want to start with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
We're rolling footage for
Mountains, Snow Riders, if you like.
Roll that Kingdom Come. Look at it, it's a horse.
Yeah, it is a horse. So I've been playing some Kingdom Come Deliverance too. You know, the hype said this one's. I mean, honestly, I have the first one on my shelf back there.
Shut the fuck up.
I always meant to play it, but I never got around to it just because that's how life works, I suppose. And that one was a buggy trash. It's only a 72 on Metacritic. This one is the real deal. Actually, I think I heard some like Kingdom Come Deliverance like faithful saying like, yo, fuck that new mainstream one. We like the old janky one more.
Well, there's all that you could say that about anything that follows this pattern, right? Anything where the first one is kind of like niche and like kind of a mess to the second one being a much more polished thing. Like there's always gonna be the group of people that are like, oh, the first one's really the better one. You know what I mean?
There's
probably still people out there who say The Witcher 1 is like the best Witcher game ever made.
Yeah, well, they're not that different, I don't think. I mean, this one is more polished.
This looks like one.
Yeah, I mean, it is a sequel to one, I think, from what I understand. But I didn't play one, so Crispy could fill in the differences, I suppose. This is like a medieval, like a life sim, but with a heavy emphasis on story as well. Open world, like that. They're Elder Scrolls. You played an Elder Scrolls, right? Imagine an Elder Scrolls game, but no fantasy, and just like medieval Bohemia, medieval simulator, if you will.
Oh my
but
God,
you're just kind of like a dude. You're not like a medieval
that status
general
bar
or
is
anything.
even fucking Elder Scrolls. Holy shit.
Status
Look,
bar.
I have a
health and
just
all
a
that?
general question before we get
Yeah,
too
sure,
far
sure,
into this.
sure.
Just kind of
Yeah.
like 10,000 foot view. Like, what is like the major difference between this one and the first one? Like, is the first one like not open? Like, is it structured differently, or are they both open
No.
world games like this, and one is
Yeah.
just more polished?
It's not even that much more. I mean, the first one just launched in a pretty crappy state, and this one didn't. That's the big difference.
I guess that probably makes a huge
I mean,
difference.
the first game was a Kickstarter project.
It is amazing what can
so was
happen when
Baldur's
you
Gate
actually
3.
take the time to cook and not release your game before it's done.
But the
know what I
first
mean?
game also, like, it overpromised and underdelivered on its actual content. It released stuff as DLC that I feel is kind of problematic. Shouldn't be like that.
Scotch is in chat already running his fucking mouth, trying to. I'm role playing over here as a struggling, man, common everyman in a medieval society, and he's over here criticizing my build. Look, I'm just living. I'm living a life, you dumb shit.
Hasn't Henry been knighted?
He's literally talking about my diet in chat. He's talking about my nutrition. It's fucked up.
Well, how's your nutrition?
Well, is he a knight? He fell off a cliff, and they kind of like Metroided him. He can read.
Oh,
right?
He
in the first game,
how to be a knight.
Well, he got fucked up, and you lost everything. So you kind of starting from the bottom.
Not my boy Henry.
But he knows how to read. In the first game, you don't even know how to read.
What
You're
about
a
his
peasant.
boyfriend from the first game? Is he still around?
Who?
Sir
Hans? Hans? Yeah, Hans is around.
Hans? Is that what it was?
Hans Capon? Is that who we're talking about?
Oh, Capon.
Yeah. You start the game with him. You're delivering a message to some other fucking lord, a message of peace. But then shit goes awry, as shit does, in realistic medieval Bohemia, I suppose.
Bohemia.
What do you have? What do you want to know, Nick? The boobs are large, and they have a black person now. Ask me anything.
I mean, that's all I need to know. So,
okay. It's okay. It's like an Elder Scrolls game, meaning it is a very like, I think maybe more like Morrowind or something than like Skyrim or whatever. But it's like an open world, like systems driven Elder Scrolls game, kind of like RPG, where you can like steal shit, but you got to make sure no one's watching or catches you, or you sneaking around and trying to lock pick doors, at night, or you're like the more you sword fight, the better at sword fighting you'll get, like
it sounds legit. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's like that sort of thing, right? Except you're not just like sword fighting and sneak. And like if you sneak around a lot, your sneak score will go up, kind of like in an Elder Scrolls game. So it's that type of open world RPG, and there's lots of like mechanics where how in like Skyrim you can go and just like fucking make daggers or whatever and like sell them or whatever. Like you can do that, except those systems are like a lot more like involved. This is more about like, this is as much about the quiet moments, the slow moments of living life as a medieval
dirt farmer,
every man or whatever, right? So like the actual like act of like sharpening your sword can like take a long time, at least at first, until you get good at it. Like the system for like alchemy, the system for alchemy is like, it's so long and involved, and it's like this could be a game.
You were
in and of
talking about
itself.
this. You were talking about this last. You said it like takes 10 minutes to like mix a potion.
I don't do that because I just steal shit. Which like I feel like
that's how the real world is.
I mean, capitalism got me down. It was easier to just steal shit than make a fucking potion and sell a potion,
dude. Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, I don't even. At first, I was like, oh, I gotta find some fucking lock picks so I can like pick some locks. But no, I just wait till the person who owns the establishment goes to sleep, pickpocket the key out of his his pocket in the middle of the night and just steal everything. I literally
I would actually go one step further and murder them.
Rob the entire fucking house like I'm a fucking wet bandit. And I just leave with everything. And I go to another town and I put it all in a chest and I wait for no one to care about that shit anymore. And then I sell it all.
God.
And that's way better than like
this is who Brad is as a person if he lived in medieval Europe.
Because it's like it doesn't make sense. Like it's too hard to like make money the other way. It's too long and the hard work. It's like I'd like to take the easy way out.
How did society not fall to pieces in this?
If you were honest, this game would just be about farming, you know?
And all these fucking idiots are like, oh, I do it the honest way because the stats to my sword are better. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You're stealing shit too. You're making little quick saves and reloading over and over again so you can pickpocket the thing you want. Don't bullshit me. These fucking virtue signaling assholes. I'm telling you, everyone is save scumming in this shit because you can die in 2 seconds. And like, so like they have a save system that is like, you know, you can only hard save if you have an item that lets you hard save, right?
Oh,
like
the
fucking ink ribbons. You have to make some ink ribbons or
hell yeah,
or craft some ink
marigold
ribbons.
Or whatever.
And like I was all aboard. I was like, oh, punishing save system. All right, I finally got a recipe to make a save potion that lets me save the game. And I look in my little notebook, you know, and I'm like, oh, I just need 5 different herbs, of which I have none of. You know, I'm filled to the brim with herbs in my pockets, but none of them are the herbs that I need. So I can wander into the forest looking for this shit, or I can just like steal a bunch of shit. So I'm just going to steal a bunch of shit because that's horse shit. And literally, when you steal shit, you often steal the save potion that you need to save your fucking game. I don't know. It's a nice system. And
You'll get yours one day.
But like they don't commit. Right? They don't commit to them. They're like, well, you need this potion to save, or you can spend money to sleep in a good bed in an inn, and you could do a hard save that way. Or you can just save and exit, and it takes 2 seconds, and you create a save as many times as you want, which is what I do, which is kind of breaks the system. Like if you're gonna do it, you need to commit to the bit instead of letting me.
I feel like I'm just gonna commit. I'm just gonna role play. Like you know what I mean?
But like it's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. Yeah,
I mean,
I'm going full Chris Davis. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm playing on PlayStation 5. I have no mods. There's no fucking mods. You literally hit save and exit, and it's instantaneous. You load up the game. You load up the game, and it just reloads like instantly. You just create a save when you do that. You just go back to the menu and load back in, and you have a save. So like I don't understand why they let you do that. I thought when I heard about it that it was like a temporary save. Like when you loaded the game, the save goes away. You know how like a suspend save. But no, it's not.
Yeah.
It remembers the save, which it's just kind of like I don't know. So I get into a hard combat encounter, and I feel like my hand was forced because I fought these dudes. And then my game crashed because, you know, there's still a little bit of that in here, right? My game crashed. And I'm like, I just fought 4 dudes and it was really hard. And I got all their shit and I was excited. And I was going to go back to an inn and go to sleep. And my game crashed. So I'm like, okay, well, I got to beat these guys again. So I created a save and I'm like, oh, well, I guess maybe I got lucky this time. And I'm just a little bitch everyman. And they're way better than me. They have better armor because, you know, you're poor and your armor's not that good. So you're like struggling, you know. And you're fighting dudes with good armor, and it's like, well, this is kind of hard to beat them. And it's just funny because I had already killed them, but in the attempt to recapture my crash save, my progress, I had to fight them like 30 more times until I killed them. And I was like literally like killing one of them, running away, hiding, saving the game again.
Is that just a symptom of like you being early in the game? Like, do you feel like
well, yeah,
is there
early
like
in the game you're like not good, right? Because all your stats, you get better the more you do things, right? And the better you get better armor, you get better weapons. Like you start with nothing and you feel that, right? Like it's really easy to get fucked up. Later on in the game, you know, you just are just better at things, or you learn the really overpowered Master Strike ability, which completely breaks the game. But I don't know, Sanji over here probably doesn't even use Master Strike because he's an honest gamer. I don't know.
Sanji is in chat critiquing Brad's choices.
He's like, no, in the sequel, you get like multiple potions every time you brew a potion. Bitch, still easier to steal shit. Don't give me that.
I do think it is kind of insane that your strategy.
There is no combat in this trailer. But in this footage, by the way, if you're hoping, I can't wait for Brad to fight some stuff so I can learn about the combat system. This game is not about fighting, dudes. This game is about living in that world. In Elder Scrolls, you're like, oh, well, I need some combat footage. I'm just going to head out into the wilderness and get into some fights with some shit. You head out into the wilderness in this game, you might not find anybody for like an hour. So it's like, I can't just head out in a direction and fight people.
That shit?
No, like, it's not weird at all. Everyone loves that shit. This shit got an 89, dude.
Okay,
the people changed. The people were ready.
The way you said it made it sound like it was a maybe kind of. No,
I'm pointing out the differences. Like this is not like a combat game as so much as a live in the world game and do this shit. But like
simulationist.
It's good. It's charming. It's funny. Like you meet like memorable characters, and you would think that since they're all just everyone you interact, 99% of the people you interact with are just white men because, the director really wants it that way, but it's fine because like you would think that that would be boring and get tired after a while, but no, there's some memorable white men in there for sure, dude. Like there's some kooky white men out there.
White boy, you all right.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's like you get into funny quests and there's good side quests. Nick, I will say, I know what you like about Red Dead. You can just kind of wander into a direction and maybe stumble into some stuff that you want to see. It's all feels very well done in that way. By the way, look at my outfit. Like one of the new things that this one has is you have like outfit loadouts, and the reason you want to have that is because one of the things that I guess is pretty unique about Kingdom Come Deliverance is that your appearance and your like if you're covered in shit and or dirt and blood, and you are like starving and you wander up into a town and start asking questions, they're gonna be like, get the fuck away from me, dude. You stink. like I'm not gonna do anything. And everything you say is just like bad reputation down. You literally have to go like rinse yourself off. You have to go to like a whorehouse to get them to wash your clothes and stuff. They don't call
a
it
bathhouse.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ, Brad.
Take a bath. Well, they do have whores who wash your clothes. Look, man, this is how the director wants me to talk about these women. What do you want me to say? No, I'm kidding. Look, I'm saying you also have clothing that is like more respectable, which just so happens to be this silly little outfit I'm wearing. So when I go into a town, I'll like go to the horse trough and like wash myself off and then put on my nice clothes. But the problem is you can't change your like loadouts in combat. So I'll get into I'm like, all right, I'm finally going to do a combat encounter. This man wants to fight me. I stumble into a random event as I'm fast traveling. And he's like, would you like to fight me? And I'm like, sure, I need combat footage. But I'm wearing my stupid fucking charisma outfit, and he just fucks me up like instantly. Yeah, I'm wearing my little jester costume, and he just fucks me up, and I'm like, but I can't even change my outfit, and he doesn't even give me a chance. He just punches me in the face, and I'm just dead. So I don't know. I can't. Yeah, you can't cheese it. You can't cheese it.
Let me change
motherfucker's reloading the save.
I saw somebody
save, changes to his armor, saves again.
I saw somebody on Blue Sky who posted about this. They said something like this game literally starts with, I bet you're wondering how I got here. Is that accurate? Is that really how the story kicks off in this game?
No, not really.
What is the tone of this of the story of this game? Is it supposed to be goofy or?
No, but he's inherently a kind of a goofy dude because he's just an everyman, and there's lots of nobles around, and his best homie is a noble dude who kind of is talks like a noble, he's
he was a real fucking prick when they met too.
He definitely thinks he's better than you, but you're still homies, because you're his bodyguard.
You saved his life a couple times.
Yeah, but and you're just kind of a doofus. I don't know. But you mean he's like the medieval Bohemian Kiryu kind of,
Only I got that reference.
He's kind of a he's a doofus with a heart of gold, I feel like. And now he knows how to read. Kiryu, who knows?
Which was a problem.
But it's good. It's good because like that type of game is good. Like a very systems driven RPG that's very open ended. Just kind of do what you want. You know, it's like if you can't really.
There is a story being told. There is like a
of course, like it's a
right?
there's a very like cinematic, like well told. Like this is a very story driven game, but it also when you get away from the story, you can kind of freely explore. But a lot of the content of the game is like scripted story driven stuff.
Yeah.
It's not, this ain't like a open, like it's not like a survival game or a sim or anything. It's you're meeting characters and then when you're in the main story, it can be quite linear and cinematic, but like it's all well done, like surprisingly well done. It's just kind of top notch all around. It's just, it's philosophically like philosophically the opposite of something like Dragon Age the Veilguard. Like, can you, so there's like Dragon Age news, right? You know, they shut down the Dragon Age team and they're all, and BioWare is just a single less than 100-person team studio now. And EA is probably like, has their finger over the button right now to shut down BioWare as soon as Mass Effect ships. That's the reality. And they even came out, EA even came out and said, well, Veilguard, we made the game you said you wanted, and it didn't do shit. So I guess we're just gonna make
no, they
multiplayer
did not
games now.
make the game we wanted, because the game that they put out was a rehashed attempt at saving a project that was originally a multiplayer game.
Okay, Chris Davis.
I'm just saying, like,
this is a game
fucking
that
lying
I
through his
completed.
teeth.
Who?
The
Wait, what?
EA CEO.
No,
John
he's
Rockefeller,
not.
or whatever.
He's not. Look, Dragon Age Veilguard is literally a single player RPG with no multiplayer elements.
I mean,
that launched polished and single player, which is the opposite of Anthem and Andromeda. It's literally what people wanted, and people didn't buy it.
But I will say this, as someone who also has finished Dragon Age the Veilguard, who, like, of the 3 Dragon Age games that I have played now, this
doesn't matter what you're about to say, because the people that mattered didn't buy it. They didn't play it. Now they may have been swayed by like bad viral press, right, from like Chuds, which was a factor in getting people to buy it or not. But like, you say what you're about to say, I don't know, I didn't put it on my top 10, it was just kind of mid. No, that doesn't matter because people didn't buy it, but it was what they were asking for, an RPG that was not multiplayer.
I mean, the only reason I played it is
polished,
because it is what it is.
That didn't have bad open world areas like Inquisition or whatever. It's literally the checklist of shit that BioWare fans were asking for is what Veilguard was.
Yeah, well,
So
it sounds to me like maybe Dragon Age fans don't know what they actually want. I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's not true. They just didn't play this one.
The majority, most people did not want a multiplayer, like, you know,
let's bring this back to Kingdom Come Deliverance, because that's what the reason I brought it up in the first place is because this is a single player RPG that did score extremely well and is selling extremely well, and it's not a multiplayer game. But like, you boot this shit up, and there's like and this is the opposite. This is the opposite of like a blockbuster, like boom bang, like the opposite. Like, remember how Veilguard starts? This game starts like, you know, very. There's like long lingering shots of these two homies, like a slightly, you know, homoerotic bromance, and they're like slowly taking off their armor and clothes so they can go swim for a nice swim in a pond. And like literally like fucking 20 minutes lead up to it, this swim, and it's like there has to be an EA exec losing their fucking mind going, this is what people want, this is what we're not understanding. How do you put that together?
World homoerotic fiction?
But I mean, not even in a jokey way. It's like literally just chill moments of like of like not much happening in this game in the best way possible.
That sounds lovely to me.
Does it sound lovely to an EA exec? Like they're just trying to make money here. Who would have thought that this is what the people wanted?
It sounds like the EA exec is like their own worst enemy. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
I mean, they're also not wrong. People do want multiplayer games. That is.
But here's like, I don't want to like linger too long on talking about Dragon Age Veilguard, but like, there is such thing as overcorrection because, like, to go from Anthem to Dragon Age the Veilguard, which is a very safe recalculation of the series, but at the same time, like, I don't think people were asking them to like scale it back so much that there is no longer any sense of like open world exploration.
I disagree. I disagree. I think they literally said we're going to make Mass Effect 2 because that's the one that the most of our fans say they like, and that's what they did, and they did it perfectly fine, but no one picked it up.
I mean, Mass Effect 2 came out at a time when games were different. We're living in a different generation of gaming where
You're right
like
about that.
The standards of like exploration and world like exploration, it's like it's all very different.
They literally were dabbling in exploration with Inquisition and Andromeda, and everyone said don't do that.
Like if they
didn't.
Think of it this way: if Mass Effect 2 came out today, it had never come out before, and it is exactly what it is now, the story would still be excellent, yes, but like
you'd probably be a little confused.
I think
Mass Effect 1.
Just for the sake of the argument, let's just like pretend that's not an issue. If Mass Effect 2 came out today for the first time as a new entry in the Mass Effect series, and it was exactly the way it was before, I think people would have very similar reactions as they did to Veilguard. They would be not very impressed by it, and it wouldn't sell very well.
I don't know. Well, I don't agree with that. Sales and critics. I mean, like Veilguard didn't score poorly or anything.
No, I know.
I think it was.
I'm just saying what people who I hate. I don't want to be like what gamers want because that sounds so fucking lame.
What gamers want?
What people who play these kinds of games want today is very different than what they wanted when Mass Effect 2 came out. In terms of like freedom and exploration and
but I don't think exploration I think look, Baldur's Gate 3 was a phenomenon. That's not like some like big seamless open world.
I'm not even saying it's
just like fucking Avowed or whatever, right?
I'm not even saying it's big open, but I'm talking about you go into a zone in Baldur's Gate and you can literally be in that zone for fucking hours and not have this feeling of like, well, I need to move on. Like it's just there's so much good shit, cool shit happening within that space that like you don't feel the need to move on. And I don't feel like Veilguard did a very good job of that.
But that's not why it didn't sell.
I'm saying I don't know if you can really put your finger on exactly why it didn't sell.
Oh, I think it's because I'm saying
if they were chasing Mass Effect 2,
the stuff that made Baldur's Gate blow up was like literally viral clips of like moments from Baldur's Gate that made people like laugh, that made people like go, "Oh wow, I can't believe you can say that." Like that shit blew up on the right kinds of social media at the right time, and it was huge. So much so that it blew past Larian's expectations like eightfold, right? They were like,
but at the end of the day,
Veilguard is literally the opposite. You cannot type Veilguard like into like YouTube and not find page after page after page of disingenuous, heinous shit about Tosh and certain scenes. It's all garbage and it's everywhere. And
I agree.
So like it went antiviral. It went viral in a bad way. And there's literally normal people I work with when I'm talking about Veilguard, they're like, Veilguard, I heard that was terrible. And I'm like, of course you did. And it's not because you read the IGN review and they gave it an 8 and you're like, oh, I'm not, an 8 is not for me. You know, it's because of fucking TikTok and shit. It killed it. It literally killed that game. These assholes have way more power over the word of mouth than we want to admit, and it's sad. It's sad.
Well, maybe if that's the case, then the series deserves to fucking die on the vine. Like if
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like what do you?
All I'm saying is I don't blame EA in all this, honestly, because these motherfuckers tried. Just like when they made a sequel to Mirror's Edge 2 and no one bought it, and they're like, see, you motherfuckers, we made Mirror's Edge 2. You said that this is what you wanted, and you didn't fucking buy it.
I mean,
you know?
I agree.
It's like they're...
We're also talking about the same EA execs who are interpreting the Veilguard numbers and saying shit like it was a mistake to take the live service elements out of Dragon Age Veilguard.
So Chris Davis was wrong. He said this was started as a live service game and they ripped all that stuff out to turn it into a single player game. That's not right. Veilguard started as a single player game that became a live service game that then went back to a single player game.
Oh,
like they were literally developing games for the modern
and knowing
trends.
that it's kind of a miracle it turned out as good as it did.
It's a huge miracle, and it launched with like bug free and polished and literally beautiful, and it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Yep. But you know what?
People ruining it for everybody.
The people, even if it wasn't for the bad word of mouth, which I think legitimately hurt it. I think people. It's Baldur's Gate raised the bar, just like Witcher 3 did back in the day. And that came out like a few months after Inquisition, that literally won the most Game of the Year awards that year. There's a tracking site that tracks like hundreds of sites. It won the most awards that year. Dragon Age Inquisition. Dragon Age Inquisition, the year it came out. A few months later, The Witcher 3 came out, and it was instantly dog shit. They're like, what the fuck were we thinking? Inquisition was dog shit. Witcher 3 raised the bar, And Baldur's Gate 3 did the same thing. They're like, we want system-driven games. We want games that have like dynamic like quests, solving and stuff. And this has some of that. And fucking
Kingdom Come
Dragon Age does
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, you say.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Real quick, this is just a very early prediction. Knowing absolutely nothing about this next Mass Effect game, I'm a little scared that the next Mass Effect game is going to come out and they're going to take all the wrong lessons from the reaction to Veilguard, and they're going to start curbing like all of the aspects of like the fiction that like true fans of Mass Effect actually love and appreciate.
No.
Like they're gonna start pulling out like the romances and the quote unquote woke shit.
No, I wouldn't worry about that.
No. Here's the thing about Mass Effect. There's literally BioWare/EA cannot make that a product that is going to sell and make people happy. It's over. It's literally, they can't make that game. It is dead on arrival because you can't describe a Mass Effect game that's going to sell. Try right now to describe a Mass Effect game that is going to sell 10 million copies.
Wait, that's putting me on the fucking... Here's the thing. It always comes down to the fucking... It always comes down to fucking stupid, unrealistic expectations, man.
They wear power armor, and it's a looter shooter, and you can fly like Iron Man.
I hate you.
Yeah, I mean... well, you say that, but like Anthem sold way better than Veilguard.
Yeah, see? I'm doing pretty good.
Anthem has like lifetime 5 million copies plus million copies sold.
It does.
It sold a lot faster than Veilguard.
Are you fucking serious?
Veilguard said that they had 1.5 million engagements.
So there you go.
You know what that means?
It's not that Anthem wasn't an interesting idea. It's that it just sucked as a game.
EA has a Game Pass that has Veilguard on it. So when EA says that there's 1.5 million engagements, they don't mean sales. Who knows what Dragon Age the Veilguard actually sold, but it wasn't 1.5 million units.
All they needed to do was add a jetpack and mechs, and that's all, and it would have sold so much better.
And I've been saying this.
Dragon Age Inquisition is BioWare's best-selling game.
As long as EA can focus on releasing a Battlefield that's good, they can fund all these projects that are actually cool, and then it doesn't really fucking matter how much they sell. Like that's what should be happening here. Let's be real.
Yeah, you're right, Nick. They should just make a good game.
Yeah.
They're putting a lot of effort into making this new Battlefield game good, apparently. So, like, if they can make a really good, successful Battlefield that, like, even comes close to tapping into the success of Call of Duty,
they've got the right people leading.
They can make Mirror's Edge 3 then, and they can do all this other cool shit, right?
I think that old school dice is gone. They're long
do it again and make it good this time.
But that's the thing. You know, some people are like, "Oh, well, Dragon Age. What if you made it more like Origins?" And like we're using Baldur's Gate 3 as a template, right? Like make it like
Literally do that.
more like a CRPG, right? Which is crazy to even think that that's what people might want. Who knows? But like the reality is, the reason Dragon Age didn't ever become that again is because that's not the one that sold well. The one that sold well is Inquisition. So they made a game more like Inquisition with minus the stuff that people said they didn't like from Inquisition. They made the combat not feel like shit, and they got rid of the big open empty areas. It was literally the game people were asking for.
Because they made the big open areas weren't necessarily the problem. It's what they put in the big open fucking areas that fucking sucked.
If we're looking at other famous like high profile RPGs to use as templates for improving Dragon Age, I think they should steal from Disco Elysium. I think it should just be like Disco Elysium, but there's like elves and Kunari walking around.
Let him
cook.
Let him cook.
Just do that. Just make like an Outer Wilds, maybe.
What are you talking about?
Just
have better. Just have
make like
this
Dragon Age Oberdin. Dragon Age Oberdin. Just do that.
Dude, that would be so cool.
Yeah, that would be sick. That would be sick.
All right, we probably need to move on. But wait,
we stopped talking about
combat.
This game is great. This game is great, but like you can really get into the nitty gritty. Like when you loot someone and they have like 40 things on their body, it's like it can be a lot sometimes.
This is probably going to be the first game of the year that I end up actually playing. I did pick it up, so I'm just trying to get through Metaphor right now before I jump into another game. I mean, it could be, dude. Red Dead Redemption 2.
You're more of a Spiders girly, though, so maybe you're not gonna.
I like Spiders games, but come on, give me a break. I like Spiders games for very different reasons. It's not the same reasons you like Kingdom Come Deliverance.
You should do a Mars Warlog stream.
The fuck? You know what that reminds me? I need to do.
I think he has.
What am I supposed to be streaming from Fantasy Critic from last year? Because I was last place, right?
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? Also, Nolan still has not paid me, and we still have not bought him a game.
What?
Why don't we buy him this or Monster Hunter or something so he can pay me?
It's already on. I technically did buy it for him. It's on my Steam. So
okay,
yeah.
No, someone has to like buy him a video game.
Spirits of the Samurai is what I have to stream. I'll do a Spirit of the Samurai stream this weekend.
Awful.
Let's see how long that is. I believe it has to be at least 2 hours.
I can do that. Yeah.
I think it's Japanese.
And then I'll talk about it on the podcast next week.
It's Japanese, Nick.
Oh no!
No! Wait, is it?
No, it's not. It's Singaporean.
Thank God.
Oh, it's only 5 hours. It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do that. Not only will I play this game, I'll beat it on the stream.
There you go.
Maybe it's been long enough they've fixed its problems. I don't know.
No.
To me, like Henry just looks like Ed. Ed is like every person in this game just looks like Ed, which I guess is what medieval Bohemia just was, I suppose.
Ed got them Bohemian genes.
Yeah.
Man, recent reviews and all reviews on Spirit of the Samurai are both mixed.
Yeah. I mean, so what?
It got two
that's
patches?
my punishment.
Some of your favorite games are mixed.
That is true. Man, what if this is actually my game of the year 2024? Now, but it's too late. I've already made my video. Anyways, we'll talk more about this in the future. Like I said, I'll be playing it. It's on my Steam library, so if anybody else here wants to play it, that you should have access to it now. And how are we doing on time?
Nick.
We talked about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Can I just say real quick? I came across a dude when recording that footage that looks so fucking normal. Like so, like that I was like, okay, this is like one of the producers or something on this at this developer, because this dude doesn't even look like, he just looks like a guy who works in this.
You can't make a face that banal.
Exactly. He looks so fucking like he does not belong. He can't even pull off peasant.
That's fucking awesome. Real quick, but since we're gonna take a break here shortly, but I just wanted to quickly mention, I guess, that I've been playing. Well, here's a question. Maybe Chris Davis, you don't have footage, but is there anything you would like to say about your time with Dino Crisis? Considering,
okay,
He built a house with his bare hands. He can't capture Dino Crisis footage.
These hands.
I streamed the entire game. Okay, so get off my ass. Overall, I like it. I do have some complaints. It's got
what it looks like.
It's Resident Evil, but it's dinosaurs. That's pretty much it.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool.
That's pretty. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, but here.
Be right back. Imagining because you didn't use picks.
Fuck off, Brad. Just fuck off so much. I mean, I like it overall, but the problem I have is that, like, Resident Evil 2 is like the pinnacle of that original trilogy, right? That original game.
I mean, it depends on who you ask, because Resident Evil 3 is your favorite, one of your favorite.
It's my personal favorite.
Games.
Don't get me wrong. I understand that. But, like, everyone holds everything to the standard of Resident Evil 2.
I suppose that's accurate, yes.
So Dino Crisis comes out a year after 2, and for some fucking reason, like, it feels like a regression in so many aspects.
Well, they were probably
different franchise. I mean,
they were probably also being developed like by separate teams concurrently. You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably.
There's probably some overlap there.
Yeah,
different overlap. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and you don't want to release two games that look and feel exactly the same at all. You know what I mean?
My main complaint of games is the fucking puzzle design. It's either
brilliant,
terribly easy, or just plain fucking terrible. Because unlike Resident Evil 1 and 2, like, you don't have like a file archive you can go back and look for notes to get passcodes like that. You've got to go back across the fucking map and find this note that was in some room you played in 2 hours ago to get the password to get this little bitty safe to get.
It's no Lorelei and the laser eyes, am I right?
It's
I mean, that couldn't be farther from. I mean, sorry, that is accurate. That is the truest
Dino
statement
Crisis
I've ever heard.
Probably controls a little bit better than Lorelei does sometimes.
And then, like, it throws puzzles at you that keep evolving, but don't tell you when they're going to necessarily evolve. And they do the worst way of just like describing how to actually solve the puzzle or figure out how to do it. But on top of that, like, it can't decide whether it wants to have the stupidest answers to a puzzle or if it wants to have the most ludicrous, atrocious answer possible. Like, almost every one of these fucking codex puzzles that you go through, like, is some ridiculously stupid answer. Like, things they mentioned like 15 fucking times as part of the plot. Yeah, that's the actual answer to the puzzle. Like, stabilizer. Oh, yeah, I've heard that word 3,000 times already. Doesn't surprise me that that's the answer. And I get stuck on a puzzle for 45 fucking minutes. I need chat's help to figure out, like, the answer to this, because you have to do two different codex, styles to answer it is water wheel. What the fuck? It's so
Sonji in chat says, old game is old. And that pretty much sums it up.
It came out after Resident Evil 1 and 2, which had so much better puzzle design.
I think people who claim to love Dino Crisis, myself being one of them, are really in love with the potential that Dino Crisis has, not necessarily for what it actually ended up being. Because I would love to see Dino Crisis come back and as a return to like the homage to the original Resident Evil, but they move on from that concept so quickly. They go from Dino Crisis 1 to Dino Crisis 2, and Dino Crisis 2 is a phenomenal fucking game.
Yes. Excellent.
But it is a very different kind of game.
Silly little action game.
It is silly little action game, but it's so fun.
But they also did Dino Crisis 3, which is also kind of a completely different game.
We don't talk about that one.
We have to. If we have to acknowledge Onimusha Dawn of Dreams, we have to acknowledge Dino Crisis 3, Nick.
No, that's not true. You're literally wrong. Dino Crisis 3 is a bad game that got terrible reviews and everybody hated. Dawn of Dreams was not that. It was a game you hated because you're a little lore boy, and that's fine. It's fine. It wasn't for everybody, but it didn't get bad reviews.
It's allegedly. I don't believe that for a second. So, like, this game is overall fine. I like the decision system that was kind of, I guess, prototyped in this for Resident Evil 3. And I like how there's kind of branching scenarios to go off of those. Like it feels like I'm not just making a binary choice when I want to fight a boss and when I don't want to fight a boss. I actually have more room to explore and go try out new things if I go to these alternate decisions. And there's even like hidden shit. Like I didn't even know about the third ending where I could have theoretically saved everyone. I didn't know that was even possible. So I don't know. I like it.
Chris Davis.
What?
I just did a little bit of research. Onimusha Dawn of Dreams is at 81 on Metacritic with an 8.5 user rating.
Damn.
Dino Crisis 3 is a 51 on Metacritic with a 3.2 user rating. So maybe slow your roll when lumping them together, homie.
So why was Capcom
Is it time to replay
people?
Dawn of Dreams?
No, it's not. It's never time.
It's still not for you two. But I'm telling you, there are people out here who probably like a Yakuza game, maybe.
There are 3 Onimusha games. There are 5
Onimusha.
lights. Okay. Just
You know, I don't know how to tell you this, but everyone seems to think Dawn of Dreams is a pretty good video game.
That's not what I said.
I'm looking. I'm just like googling it and looking at.
I
Yeah,
don't
also,
understand.
I don't want to be that guy, but
But you're
the
gonna.
Cardassian interrogator was trying to get him to say there were 3 lights. There were actually 4.
I don't remember that.
I don't know what the
Anyway.
fuck you're talking about.
I was thinking a
Because he
Star
said
Trek
there are
reference.
5 lights. He was, yeah. There's an
Gotcha.
episode of Next Generation.
Yeah,
Captain
we've seen
Picard
it.
gets abducted. He gets tortured.
There's 5 lights.
There are 4 lights.
4 lights. Yeah, he doesn't give in. Shit.
Yeah.
So
Doesn't give
at the end of the day, the question I have is why would Capcom spend so much money bribing journalists to give Onimusha Dawn of Dreams a high score when they didn't put the money towards Dino Crisis 3? I just
there's plenty. They
Who
threw
knows?
plenty of money at they threw plenty of money at Dino Crisis 3. It was just a bad idea that didn't pan out. Hey, okay, we're gonna take a break, guys, and when we come back, we have 2 more games to talk about. Maybe we'll do a little bit of Fantasy Critic catch up, and we'll wrap up with the 4-player minute. So if you're hanging out with us live on Twitch or YouTube, don't go anywhere. And we'll be back after this quick break. Are you gonna play Dino Crisis 2?
I've
He's
beaten
already
that game
played
like
it like
7
a
or 8
million
times.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
which is again the crazy part, right?
But you haven't played Dino Crisis 1? What the?
We already
We stopped the recording, Nick. We gotta wait until we come
literally
back.
insane.
To
Just assumed you meant you had never played any of the Dino Crisis games.
That's what I thought, too. That's crazy.
We talked about this last
actually
week.
insane.
We did this last week.
That was last week. I'll be right back.
Wait a minute. Last week was 824.
This is 825.
Well, Twitch says it's 824.
It does?
Oh shit.
Okay. All right, we'll fix it.
4-player podcast number 824, live recording Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Yakuza 7, and more. Who's getting fired?
Oh, there we go. Updated. Fixed. Let me grab more tea.
Oh god. Oh, what? Oh, this was today? Holy shit.
What?
Well,
Why?
holy shit, but
What?
the lady who played Karlak in BG3
Oh, I saw it.
tweeted they tried to hire her for the Disco Elysium successor, which means they're still trying to do that. They've like canceled like 3 different Disco Elysium spin-offs over the years.
Yeah.
Wait, which successor? Because there's 2 of them.
Not the one.
The
with
one that
their-
Zalem is making.
Yeah.
Like
Is that good or
uh,
bad?
Bad.
they're the company that got rid of the creators.
Oh,
the scabs.
Yeah, they're the scabs. They're the bad guys. Unbelievable. She said, if your spiritual successor to Disco Elysium does not involve creator Robert Kurvitz, then save us both some time.
Oh man. All right, Scotch. Tell me what I'm doing wrong in Kingdom Come Deliverance. A game where I'm just a man, just a common man, and you're telling me that I'm doing it all wrong.
You peasant.
Just a fucking innocent man.
We're
all
just
innocent
normal men.
Normal men.
We're innocent men.
No, Sonji. No, Sonji.
Oh God, that's so gross. Please don't support that practice. Holy God.
What?
Microsoft is going
I'm gonna
all in on that
pay
shit.
extra so I can play the game early because of FOMO.
You can pay $200 to play the new Doom game early.
So what?
It's like
$200.
Yeah.
Gross.
It is fucking
That
gross.
makes me just want to not spend money on it at all. You fucking assholes. Ugh.
Oh, I'm definitely playing that game, but like,
what's in the $200 edition?
it's the collector's edition. It's got a statue and all that.
Okay. At least it has
Who's the statue of though?
Statue.
The Doom Slayer.
Oh, Doom. I thought you were talking about Dune.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You can even buy the Doom Collector's Edition through the Xbox store. How do you get your fucking statue?
Sure.
Or like the Xbox physical store.
They'll mail it to you.
It's going to get Avowed review bomb to hell the second it comes out on Steam. Why?
Is Avowed gonna be good?
I think so. I mean,
I think people are really hopeful.
Obsidian makes good games. But again, is it the kind of RPG that people want? Like this, we live in a world where Dragon's Dogma got like an 89 because the people were ready, right?
Hell
You
yeah,
know, it's not. I don't know. I feel like when I look at Avowed, I feel like this was a game that was developed in the same time that like the Veilguard was developed. You know, it feels like it has more Obsidian flair, of course, but it feels like an RPG developed for the mainstream. You know, there's like the way you explore the environments feel, from what I've seen, a little Veilguard, you know, like some easy puzzles. You're climbing up to get chests and stuff that are pretty like obviously placed. You know, it feels a little Veilguard. I don't know.
A little gamey.
Yeah.
A bit gamey, you'd say.
Nick, I apologize. The first 2 minutes of my audio is blank.
Well, the good
I will
news is
fix
you didn't
that.
say anything.
You will fix that?
Were you saying anything for that first 2 minutes?
I mean, I do the sound test and all that.
Oh.
As long as you have, if you know how you're going to fix it, that's
I'll splice the files together.
okay.
Outer Worlds was mid. Outer Worlds was so, you know, I always talk about how the narrative lifts the game up or destroys a game, right? You know, bonus points and all that. Obviously, Outer Worlds was coasting so hard on the fact that everyone was mad at Bethesda for like Fallout 76 or like, woo, boo, we hate games as a service. Obsidian's here to give us the real Fallout, you know. Everyone was overglazing that game. And then a month later, they were like, okay, what really wasn't that good. We were just like on something. And that's fine. That's fair. I feel like that was like a more honest, like kind of anger than what you get these days, right? Like obviously, as Crispy knows, people can be a little overly angry towards games as a service games. I get it. But at least back then, it was like, don't do it to Fallout. The idea of Fallout 76, people were on board with. Like, remember when Todd Howard came out and was like, you can nuke them, like everyone was like, yo, this sounds actually kind of cool. It was the fact that Fallout 76 didn't launch in a way that anybody was happy with. That's when people really started to get kind of mad at Bethesda, right? Like, you sold us something and this shit was lame. And it felt more honest because of that. Now it's like, oh, anything has a whiff of games as a service. It's the criminal. It's a criminal.
Yeah.
A whiff of chud.
Yeah.
Nice.
What?
Google Maps has relabeled the Gulf of Mexico.
You don't have to say this out loud. You literally could just put your phone in your pocket and just fucking go to work, dude. It's what I do.
Well, they what it says Gulf of Mexico parentheses Gulf of America.
No, it just says Gulf of America.
They went for it?
Yeah, it just says fucking Gulf of America.
Just
we didn't even have to plant a flag or anything. Oh, let's go!
The dumbest fucking shit I've ever seen in my life.
What the fuck? Oh my god, look what they renamed Greenland to!
What?
Don't.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Okay, I was like, you're fucking joking, right?
Canada's a state now.
Dude.
Yeah, man.
Mine. Some people are saying they see Gulf of America in brackets. I do not see that.
I saw a screenshot of that earlier, but on mine right now it says Gulf of America and nothing else.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, this is all the Americas. So,
that's true. It's true. You know what? It's as much our Gulf.
Just because the idiots don't realize that, we'll let them have this one. Whatever.
I'm going to call this the Gulf of Central America. The Gulf of Central America.
I mean, Mexico is.
We're living in
Gulf
the dumbest,
of where that big asteroid hit.
The dumbest fucking timeline imaginable.
It's all right. Just I just got to get through traffic. That's all.
Just gotta get to the end of the week, man. Just gotta make it to the weekend.
Fucking so stupid.
It kind of sucks that it's the Gulf of America, but Canada doesn't get to enjoy any of it. Oh.
Well, Mexico.
But they get Hudson Bay all to themselves, so they can go fuck themselves.
How many people do you think realize that, or how many of the people who are thrilled right now, the people who would be thrilled, think that Mexico is part of Central America and not North America?
Dude, yeah, I don't.
How many of them believe that or think that?
I don't even know what that.
Let's not even consider it.
I think there's a lot of reasonable people who don't know that Mexico's not part of Central America.
Yeah. Maybe 18%. It's way higher than 18% winged.
Okay.
We are the United States. That's what we are.
God damn it.
Anyways,
start recordings.
I'm recording. I guess
I'm recording. I used to have a pretty good
I am recording
to remember all the countries in Central America in order, but I can't remember the mnemonic. I need mnemonics to remember mnemonics.
Do you have a mnemonics for how to remember all the countries in Europe?
Please excuse my.
I'm not so Eurocentric, okay?
That is the wrong thing, Crispy.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying Nick could have used it a few years ago.
Fuck off. Fucking bully.
What?
Hate that stupid game.
Oh, Bully, the game Bully. How bad was it? The thing is, there's videos of me doing that class in Bully. I don't think they were as bad as Nick, right? Like people can pull up my clip of doing the countries in Bully. I don't think I did anything that's so crazy.
Countries.
Yeah.
All right, are we ready to start?
It was there.
I mean, I did. I was like, I just got pretty sad all of a sudden. I was like, well, I had a history degree. It was like, oh, but that was so long ago. Maybe no, I had a history degree way back then too. It was just a long time ago. And an even longer time ago that I was in college. Wow.
Brad had to turn his essays in on dial-up internet.
I mean, not over the internet. You fill out a fucking blue book or whatever.
What the fuck's a blue book?
God. All right, are we ready?
Actually, I will say that like when I went to college in 2000, like we had a T1 connection, and literally it was the world of dial-up.
T1 was
before
amazing.
That. So it was a crazy time going from dial-up at home to a T1 connection in college. It was crazy.
Is everybody recording?
I'm recording.
Yes.
I've been recording.
Roll call starts now. Brad.
Hello.
Crispy.
Hello.
Chris Davis.
Hello.
Welcome back, everybody. You know, this occurred to me. I didn't talk about this earlier. I think it's worth mentioning because since our last episode that we recorded, it was Groundhog's Day. My wife and I went to the Draft House to watch Groundhog's Day, and they had a feast. You know, kind of like they do for the Lord of the Rings thing.
Did it repeat every like 25 minutes?
So I was sitting here thinking, you know, going into this thing, I was like, oh man, that'd be fucking hilarious if they just bring you the same food like 3 different times because it's supposed to be.
What movie would you see?
It was Groundhog's Day.
Oh, okay.
We went and saw Groundhog's Day at the
that.
Draft House, and it's you pay for it. And it has 3 different, like it has a appetizer, an entree, and a dessert.
Yeah.
And I was like, they've got it. It's right there. They've got to do it. They've got to just bring you the same thing over and over again. And they bring out the first thing, the appetizer, and it was like potato dish that was like this like rectangular like brick of potato with like fried basil on top, and it was really, really fucking good. It was like flaky and layered and stuff. And then they bring out the entree like 30 minutes later, and they fucking got me. I was like, excuse me, I think you brought me the wrong thing. I think this is the same, but it wasn't. They just made 3 different things that all look exactly the same.
Okay.
I was like, I don't know why that didn't occur to me.
So I thought they were going to do it.
I thought they were going to,
and you
and
forgot.
then they still got them.
I thought they were going like because like
a
they
skill issue.
No, they bring you.
Listen.
Listen. They bring you the menu at the beginning, right? So it tells you what you're going to get, and it's like 3 different things that sound totally different. So I was like, okay, they're not doing the thing, that's kind of lame. And then they bring out the meal, but they look the same. So they fucking got me, but in a different way. So I just thought that was really clever.
Well,
it was all fucking delicious, though.
Would you have sat there and ate the same potato dish 3 times?
That potato dish was pretty legit.
That movie's not that long. Like,
no.
It's a weird movie to have a feast.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I mean, the term feast is very generous because it's not like when we went and saw the extended trilogy of Lord of the Rings where it was like 7 meals and they were all like literally like plate full of food in front of you kind of situations, which was fucking sick. It was definitely not that. It was somebody somewhere realized we can do something funny for Groundhog's Day, and they just did it. And it was like, you know, $80 for a ticket with.
And they showed the movie 3 times.
No, my wife has watched Groundhog's Day twice in the same day on Groundhog's Day. Like she's pretty intense about that. I have never done that though, because I'm
strange,
not weird. Anyways, let's get into it, Brad.
What?
Well, you know what? Fuck you, Brad.
Crispy. No.
Do Brads.
You literally would rather. Okay, no.
Do Brad.
Stop it.
Do Brad.
This is actually a new game. Wait. who else has a game? Crispy.
It's
He's
just
gonna talk
you
about
and
I was
Crispy.
going to
Crispy.
talk a little bit about.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Lonely Mountains Snow Riders. The follow-up to Lonely Mountains Downhill, which is a game I played years ago. Y'all might remember it as a
sounded familiar.
It's like the third entry, right? They had something else too, right?
I've only played Downhill and Snow Riders now. These are like little how do I describe them? They are little
You're skiing down a mountain.
Skiing down a mountain. Well, I'm trying
is it
to
like
describe...
is it like Trials HD in some sense?
I mean, so like imagine Trials, but like just kind of like
chill.
Chill. It's chill. It can
literally
be difficult, certainly, but it is chill. Like these are chill, simple, beautiful games, but games where you kind of get in the zone, and games that are very like yeah, I mean chill in like a good way. Like you just like
chill is usually good, Brett.
Like for example, there's no music, Chris Davis. You just hear the snow and
you bring
wind.
2 games in a row where you
well,
with no
I'm
music?
saying like you're there to just enjoy the mountain. And the first game was that, or the last game that I played was a mountain biking game where you went down a mountain, and this is very similar, except you're going down a you're skiing down a mountain, but like it feels very like you really feel like you're figuring out the path as you go, which I guess and the biking game felt less open that way, less organic, and it's like the pathing.
This is like how climbers have to like puzzle out a route or something.
Yeah, kind of. And it's not like you're still going to kind of end up in the same general direction, but it feels a lot more wide and a lot more like, oh, I think I could just like go between those rocks. And like, sure enough, like the game sort of accounts for that. And it's kind of like a nice, I'm trying to talk about this game without saying the V word, which I'm trying to say less of these days. But I'm realizing vagina.
Oh,
yeah, obviously.
No, vibes. Vibe. But like, there's definitely a that sort of thing, atmosphere, if you will. It does appeal to me a lot these days. I don't know. This is like but it can be very like frustrating if you are trying to make progress, of which is, get down the mountain in a certain amount of time without falling a certain amount of times, right? And it's sort of antithetical to the idea of playing a really chill type of trials sort of game, because it's not like explicitly hard, like the obstacles in front of you are not hard to navigate, but you kind of get in the zone and you start going fast and you just want to like have a nice clean line, except oh wait, you're going into a rock very fast and it's very easy to wipe out, right? So you're doing that again and again and again in segments as you're kind of hitting checkpoints as you go down a mountain, but it becomes very addictive, and it's a game that it might be hard to tell from this footage if you're just like looking at it on a phone or whatever, but this is a very like nice looking game, just like the first one. Like they're very beautiful, polished looking games, and the way like that the sun glistens off the snow is just fucking gorgeous.
It is cool. Also, like I also feel like I can't. Obviously, I'm watching the footage. I can't hear the sound, but like I feel like I can feel the sound. I can hear the sound of like your skis cutting through the snow. Like I can just.
Looks and sounds gorgeous. Absolutely sounds gorgeous. And like the snow feels good. There's lots of good snow physics, and I didn't really get this with the mountain game, but because of the nature of snow, like I find myself when I'm trying to like run the same lines again, or like a similar line, and like the previous tracks are still there, there's like a little bit of physics that they're taking into account too, where I find myself kind of like sliding into those grooves that I've sort of like cut up on a previous path right down that mountain before I wiped out and had to do it again. And that's kind of a cool feeling. It feels good. It looks beautiful. It's very chill, and you feel yourself getting a lot better at it as well. But there's not too much to say. Like kind of like the first Downhill or Lonely Mountains game I played. This is like that. And it's weird because the trailer for this game is like not good, because it's like it's got like music and it sounds like a fucking Academy commercial or something. I don't understand why they're putting music like that in a trailer that for a game like this.
A game that has no music.
And even though it's called Lonely Mountains and I'm playing it by myself and it's about just me and the mountain and nature, you know, like this game does have online multiplayer. And I did do a little bit of that, and it is fun to see to go to run the mountain with other players, but it's a lot of wiping out and following their line and realizing that they just like went off a cliff and now I'm going off a cliff and maybe I shouldn't have done that, which is kind of cool.
That's funny.
And then players who are like really good at it and who like are just going down the mountain while other players are just like wiping out. But and there's like tricks and stuff. I don't do a lot of tricks here because I'm like, what's the point? I'm just here for like the vibes.
Oh, you said it.
I said it. You're right. But I mean, this is a game that is where it's at least a little warranted. We use it too often these days, and I feel like it's not warranted. This is one of those, so it's okay.
Word.
But like I don't know. There's not much to say. It's on Game Pass, which is the perfect place for a game like this. I feel like Game Pass had a pretty weak year last year in terms of just like their week to week, month to month output. But this year, like some of the coolest indie games like have been on Game Pass. Let me open this up. Like not only did they get Lonely Mountains, they also got Citizen Sleeper 2, which is sick. They got that Ninja Gaiden Black shadow drop. You know, so like and they got Eternal Strands, which I heard Eternal Strands is pretty cool. Those are like good, indie games to have on Game Pass right now. I don't know. Is anybody going to try Eternal Strands? Are y'all familiar with that game?
I gotta look at it.
Mike Laidlaw's studio. They made a new studio, like an indie studio called what was it? Is it Yellow Brick? And they're like, we're going to make a game, but it's kind of like a Breath of the Wildy meets Shadow of the Colossus type game where you're using like elements to take out colossi. And it got like solid reviews, but like
Eternal
it's like
Strands.
Eternal Strands. Yeah, it's on Game Pass.
It's a Strand game?
No. It came out in January. January, and it's unfortunate that I don't think. I mean, I'm glad it's on Game Pass, but I think it's been.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on Steam now. I've never heard of this.
Which is sad. That is kind of like how indie games go these days, sadly.
That ice physics thing looks kind of cool. Okay.
Yeah. So
what is it called?
Eternal Strands. It's actually giving me oh my god, what's the game on what's the game on PS? I played it on PS5, the big the Ubisoft open world game where you're like the Greek
Immortals
gods.
Phoenix Rising.
It reminds me a little of Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Definitely the art style, yeah.
Yeah. And it is kind of like open worldy Breath of the Wildy a little bit.
A new game, Dragon Age's creative director.
Yeah, Mike Laidlaw.
Okay.
Yeah,
shit.
It's just on Game Pass. It's one of the. I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
I might check this out. It's on Game Pass. Anyways, cool. Yeah. So that was
also.
Lonely
I will
Mountain.
say, I kind of wish I had this like installed directly on my Steam Deck, but it's frustrating scenario where it's like I'm not gonna buy it on Steam. It's on Game Pass, so I'm definitely not gonna buy it because I have.
So you're having to use Moonlight.
Yeah, and the other one is Citizen Sleeper 2, which is so frustrating because 2 years ago when I played the first Citizen Sleeper, it was on Game Pass, and I'm like, oh, I really want to play this. It's on Game Pass, but I'm like, but I don't want to like. It's not a game. It's like a book that you want to read in bed. I don't want to have to connect to my fucking computer, and every time I suspend it, I have to like reconnect to it. Damn it!
Nobody in this site has bought Citizen Sleeper 2.
Well. So what I did, I got so frustrated with it that I did buy the first Citizen Sleeper on Steam because I just wanted it installed on my Steam Deck so I could play it at work easily and stuff. And I'm in the same position now with Citizen Sleeper 2, and I'm frustrated because I want to like play it at work and stuff, like while I'm eating lunch. And I can't because it's on Game Pass and I can't justify buying the game on Steam when it's on my computer installed. But I really want to play Citizen Sleeper 2. But if you're wondering why I have not started it yet to talk about it, it's because I'm in that dumb situation. I'm not just going to sit at my computer and read a fucking game.
This would be a fun game to put on my Steam Deck. Maybe I'll pick it up. I'm not gonna do it right
which one
now.
are we talking
Anyways, Citizen Sleeper 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I'm sitting here trying to think of something that's Steam Deck compatible that I could easily take with me and play on my lunch breaks and stuff that came out in the year 2025. And
got
this
great
seems
reviews.
like a good candidate. Anyways,
Or
Crispy.
you could go ahead.
No, what?
Crispy.
Crispy. Your journey through the world of Yakuza has continued, and you just finished a game in that series.
I started this game years ago when it came out. I told you guys I was gonna go back to it and finish it. Last year I played a big chunk of it and then drifted away again. And then earlier this year I was like, well, after we started seeing Infinite Wealth come out last year, like even before that, I was like, well, I need to finish. I need to finish 7 so that I can play Infinite Wealth. And
Chris Davis the footage.
Oh, tiny baby
super
footage.
tiny. Sorry,
that's how I recorded it. And then this year I was like, okay, it's fucking 2025, a fresh slate. Time to get out there and play something new. So I was like, I want to play Infinite Wealth this year, which means I have to finish Yakuza 7. I was on like chapter 12 when I stopped. There's like 15 chapters and
that's like if I was to stop Metaphor right now.
Or Baldur's Gate 3.
Well, I mean, those 3 chapters too are like hours of gameplay, along with at least one, more realistically 2, like definite like skill check moments. Like there was a fight I was talking about in Discord. There's a fight where you fight somebody, and because of the prestige of this character, the fight is extremely hard. And you have to I had to like level up like 10 levels. So I had to go do a bunch of they have these dungeons. Like there's one called the Sotombori Battle Arena, there's the Kamurocho sewers, and there's the Ijincho sewers, which are like
fuck the sewers. You did the battle arena, right?
I did the battle arena when I was leveling up for that fight, and then before I could go into the the last dungeon, Millennium Tower, I did the Kamurocho sewers because they have like a okay. So it is a turn-based RPG, right? And the whole idea is that the main character, the guy you play as, Ichiban Kasuga, loves video games. He especially loves Dragon Quest, and he loves imagining himself as a hero in the world. So he kind of like breaks things down in terms of Dragon Quest.
That in and of itself is like the craziest detail.
To that end, like in the game, like there are like the game itself employs a lot of tropes from like the Dragon Quest RPGs and stuff. So like there's an enemy type that functions just like a metal slime from Dragon Age, where like it has like it's resistant to all damage. It only takes like 1 damage at a time. It doesn't dish out a lot of damage. But if you kill it, it's worth like a shit.
And it runs away. It runs away.
And it runs away unless you can get it quick, right?
They have those in Metaphor. They're not called slimes.
It's a whole class.
They're like elementals or something,
Right. But yeah, so those 3 hours, there's a lot of gameplay going on. Had to do a lot of like leveling and building up like doing character relation content, and of course trying to do a bunch of sub stories. This game, just like all the other Yakuza games, has a bunch of sub stories. They're all great. And I finally finished it. I rolled credits.
Yay,
and I gotta tell you, the story was fucking blowing me away. I had tears in my eye by credits. Like,
see, that's the kind of shit that makes me want to actually give the series a try. But
it was blowing me away, Nicholas. Like, if you're talking about like, I mean, 1 minute you're doing like goofy, like go-karts and like, like he's going around town with like a pot of kimchi that's like way too spicy, and anybody he encounters who has any kind of problem, he just gives them kimchi, and the really spicy kimchi like makes them go do like whatever they were afraid of.
Kind of goated.
Yeah, it's fucking goated. It's great. It's so good. But then yeah, when it's like down to brass tacks and it's doing like the story, oh, it's so good. This like the events of the story are also hugely impactful for the world of Yakuza. This game, along with the what was it? It's called Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name.
Yeah, the man erased.
Yes.
Yeah, which is the little side story about what Kiryu's doing during all this is about. But this era is about the dissolution of the Yakuza. It's the dissolution of the Omi Alliance and the Tojo clan, like the two biggest Yakuza organizations in Japan, and a lot of like political fallout from that. Kiryu, or I mean, Ichiban. There's someone from Ichiban's past who is now like the governor of Tokyo and is like this politician who has all these like schemes and machinations, and it's all about like getting to the bottom of this. Like it's so good, Nick. Nick, it is so good. Like
It's
the
really
fucking
good.
Like I said,
drama, the
Yakuza
fucking
0 is
drama.
in our Steam library.
When the shirts start coming off,
Dude.
the way-
Yeah, the like
the way they can rip
it's
off like
so good.
entire suits.
Dude, I thought it was really funny. I'm not sure if it was supposed to be a bit, but I think it was, and it was kind of funny. Okay, well, I don't know. Spoiler, but this is a
you're fine.
Yakuza game, so Kiryu Kazma's in it.
Yeah.
And
Say what?
when you fight him, he
He's
like
supposed to be dead.
rips off his suit, and they show the dragon of Dojima, like his fucking dragon tattoo on his back, and it's like that's sick. And then fucking Ichiban rips his off, and they show his tattoo on his back. His tattoo has the exact same dragon face in the exact same location, but the body's a fish instead of a dragon because he wasn't allowed to get a dragon because that's like too cool. And he just like wanted a Yakuza tattoo, but he was like a low level nothing, so he got a dragonfish instead.
A dragon.
And he grew up in a whorehouse.
It's so he grew up in a soap land
land.
called Shangri-La, raised by what was that guy's name? It's like Ijiro Kasuga or something like that. Ha ha, but more to learn there. Oh, it's
You're in love. It
his
sounds like you're in
mentor.
love.
I will say this. I'm
Ichiban
gonna
is literally he's in the conversation for the greatest video game character of all
Dude,
time.
he's so good. He's so good. And the whole party is fucking top notch.
Yeah.
Like at its core, this game is about like a bunch of like 40-year-old adult friend, like best friend losers who like just hang out at this bar and then like go around town like beating up mafiosos and cops and shit.
So it's always
Like,
sunny in Philadelphia, is what you're saying.
It's very One Piece, or I mean, well, One Piece is it is a D&D party, but like in just like the real world, and they all have like jobs and stuff. Like it's so good. It's so good. I fucking love it. Like it's great. Nick, I think there's a lot for you to love. Now I will tell you this. And this might be controversial, but I played this in English with the English voiceover. And I loved it. I thought it was great.
Good. It's good. Yeah.
I thought it was really good. It's so good. Fucking George Takei plays Ichiban's like former Yakuza boss.
Yeah.
Arakawa-san, and he's so good. Yeah, I mean that was a thing too when I played Yakuza 0. I loved it, but like there got to be a point where I was just like, man, I wonder what this like. It might be cool. And I don't know. I'm not like that about anime usually, but that was a game that I kind of wanted to see what like English would be like, and I think this game having like a full English, because they didn't normally do that before, right, Brad?
No.
Like they've never done that.
It started literally with Judgment, I believe, the first Judgment.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
Since then, all of Ryuga
I forgot. They made a
Ryuga
RGG
Gotoku?
Studios, didn't they?
RGG Studios games have had English voice
Ryuga
language
Gotoku.
tracks. Although, Kiryu Gaiden, the man who erased his name, didn't launch with English. We had to wait for
they patched it in.
Yeah, they patched it in.
Wait, so was
does the guy in? Is it the same guy who plays Kiryu in
No, that's the controversial thing. This, like, remember with the trailer? Trailer talk. We were watching
I
Promise
remember.
Mascot Agency. So the YouTuber Yang Yi is Yang. Yeah, what's his name?
Yang Ye, yeah.
He is the voice of Kiryu, but like he wasn't in Yakuza 7. That is the original English Kiryu, because the original PS2 Yakuza game was
I looked it up
English
too.
back then.
And that guy's like older too, right? He's like an older white guy.
Yeah, he's a white guy, and so they recast him.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not like he was great or anything. I mean, my Kiryu is the Japanese Kiryu, and
I've kind of lost the thread here a little bit. Are you saying I should, if I started, I should play in English, or should I not play in English?
No, you should play in English. I mean,
I think, I think English is. I would say no worries if you want to play in English.
They do a good job.
The main characters in their English versions are fucking great. Yeah. The only one who's like maybe controversial, I guess, is Kiryu. But I will say this: I also started playing Infinite Wealth in English, and I mean, I know I don't have, any kind of preconceived notions or like, nostalgia necessary for Kiryu, but like Yang Ye, like I like his Kiryu. Like it's already kind of set.
The Japanese
in my
Kiryu
head.
is the voice of a legend. I mean, he sounds the part. And so when I heard his voice in that Promise Mascot Agency trailer, I was like, "Oh my god!" I feel like I had lost. It was a memory that I had pushed into the back of my mind, so I could accept the new English Kiryu. It was not easy to do for me.
So
not easy to do. I played Yakuza 2 through 6 with Japanese Kiryu.
Sure. Okay, listen.
Yeah.
I know we've maybe had this conversation before, so I don't want to like dwell on that or anything. I just real simple answer if it's possible, because I am giving it thought because of the fact that Yakuza 0 is in our Steam family shared library, and I can play it on my Steam Deck. Right. So here's my question.
Zero.
If I start with Yakuza 0, as you should, and then if that stuck, and I eventually wanted to play another one, and I jumped to Like a Dragon. Am I going to be insanely confused?
No. I mean, yeah, but like a Dragon, I think you should start with Like a Dragon, because while Yakuza 0 is the start of Kiryu's story, it is also a game that came out after Yakuza 5.
It's a prequel.
It's a prequel that came out. So they still kind of expect you to like know certain things about the world, kind of, because a lot of it's like very prequel-y in that way.
It does a good job.
Usually tell when they're playing.
7 is the good place to start.
Yeah,
agreed. You can usually tell when they're like playing a character introduction for like, fans of the series. And we're like, I don't know who this guy is, but I guess he's important because we're hanging on him being here for a minute. Like
the game. So if you started with 7, it's like starting its own thing.
The thing is, like, really. It's only 7 is much more its own thing. The wider like political story of like the Yakuza devolving is from like 6 and like what's going on in the series before that. That whole part, by the time you get there is like a part where like you and your buddies are in a room with a bunch of like Yakuza legends like from the series, and your guys are all like, whoa, these guys are weird. Okay, well, see you later. Like, and then you leave.
You don't.
And Nick, I got to be honest with you. I don't think Yakuza is your series, but if you are curious,
I am curious.
A taste. Try Judgment. Judgment is in English. It is its own world.
Wait, and Like a Dragon is not in our family shared library.
The first one isn't. I was playing it on PlayStation.
Yeah, I got.
Oh wait, never mind. It is. I take it back. It is. It's just listed under Yakuza.
Do we have Judgment? Judgment's famously not on PC. I don't think. Maybe it is now. I don't know. Judgment is. These games are on Game Pass as well, I think. Judgment would be a good way to get a taste, though, because like, Judgment is a Yakuza game, but it's its own story, crime
does
story.
Does Judgment have like, I don't know, the whimsy at times?
I don't think can,
but it like the sub stories and stuff. Yeah.
Like
they do sub stories.
Yeah.
If you're ever worried,
it's weird though, because you play as a very competent person, which you don't really in most of the Yakuza games.
dude.
You play as kind of like a doofus, or like, the person who doesn't, the blunt instrument, maybe.
I was gonna say it's kind of fun going from 7 to Infinite Wealth, where it's like in 7 they're all idiots. Like, so it's like a party of idiots running around being like, "Oh fuck, like what now?" And in 7, I'm in or not in 7, in Infinite Wealth, I'm in chapter 3. So right now I'm like, my party is Cosma, a new character, and Kiryu.
Yeah.
And like Ichiban and Kiryu running around together is like great. I love it so much because Kiryu's still just like a fucking idiot weirdo who like is in Hawaii and doesn't speak English.
Wait, so how far are you in Infinite Wealth?
I'm in chapter 3.
Oh, okay.
So like
they're about to take the reins off it,
yeah. I just got the fucking scooter. I love it. Like the Segway. It's so
I mean,
good.
here's the thing, Nick, is that 7 is a great way to start. And if you are worried about getting lost and like trying to catch up on the lore, the game does a very good job of inserting proper exposition and framing characters so that you don't have to necessarily go learn a lot.
Okay.
It's not, it's pretty organic. Like I didn't know who these people were or like what was going on, but they onboard you really quickly, and like you can tell it's important, and it makes sense in the context of the story.
The entire story,
though, Nick. Do you want silly?
Look. I don't really. That doesn't even really enter into the equation for me. What interesting? I hear people talking.
Judgment and Lost Judgment.
I hear how in love y'all are with just the general like the characters and the story, and that's what I care about.
It's great. It's great.
So like this studio puts out games, and they do a really good job of making characters. So like you could play any of them and have a good time with that. But
also I looked up Judgment, and I would be open to starting with Judgment, but that game is fucking $39.99 still, and I'm not ready.
It's not.
It goes on sale very regularly.
No, it's not
on Game Pass, I think, but whatever.
Yeah, it's not, unfortunately.
These games are good Steam Deck games, so I get it.
Yeah, I mean, Nick, I think there's a lot for you to get out of. At least, Like a Dragon.
I'll put Like a Dragon on my Steam Deck and just see how it goes, and if it doesn't stick with me, it doesn't stick. I'll drop it, whatever.
I would say you have to give it at least 3 chapters.
I am the one holdout on this fucking podcast who has never touched a Yakuza game, so I feel like I should at least give it a fair shake. So,
dude, it's good. It's so good.
And there's a lot of cool improvements going on.
And the crazy thing about it is, like, I mean, you probably have an impression of the series from like all of us talking about it and like all the weird things that goes on. But like, it is a game that while you're playing feels like it underpromises and overdelivers like a lot.
Yeah.
Like the number of like systems or new games or just like something new that's like popping up like hours into gameplay. You're just like, what the fuck? Like I
didn't see this coming. Yeah.
It's sick. It's so sick.
Okay.
I'll
give it a shake and report back.
When I was screaming at Sega to localize Yakuza 2.
Oh my god, I do remember that. That's
man.
funny.
It's been a long time.
This game, I mean, Ichiban as a character, like he is the most infectious, most enjoyable character you could play in years.
Yeah,
I did a side story. I did a side story where there's like a little girl on the street like collecting donations so that she can pay for her brother's like cancer surgery, and you do this whole side story with her, and it's like a really sweet, touching story. You're like defending her from like scam artists who are like trying to steal the money, and like you're just helping this family who's got like a sick kid in the hospital, right? And this little 8-year-old girl. When you finish the side story, it's like really touching. You're like, man, that's so sweet. And then they give you the little girl as a summon for battle. So like in the middle of a fight, you can call her, she comes to the fight, and then like she's got her little donation box and she sucks money out of all the enemies and like gives you a whole bunch of money and like damages them all. Like, it's so good. It's so good.
Pound-based, y'all.
That's actually kind of fucking amazing.
Service with a pounding.
Make sure you get since you're in chapter 3. Hey, Crispy, make sure you get the crazy taxi mini game guy. He's a really good pound.
I already did it.
Okay,
did it. It's so good.
The way he heals everybody and damages
Crazy
and knocks
eats.
them down. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
All right.
Charlie?
Oh, man. Tondoko Island, man. You got Dondoko Island.
I haven't gotten that far
so
yet.
good.
I can't wait.
All right.
I can't wait for Tondoko Island.
All right.
I will boot up like a dragon, and I will report back, and we'll see how it goes. I'm not making any promises, but goddamn it,
give it 3 chapters, Nick. 3 chapters.
I will
3
say,
chapters.
Nick, also since you're about to start playing 2025 games, I'm going to try to come up with a new list for you. I don't know what the list is going to be. It's not going to be Japanese games, but I'll think of something.
It's not going to be Japanese. Okay, I was about to say, it's like if we do the same challenge and I lose again, I feel like that just makes me twice as racist as I was.
I just don't even want to
like,
talk about that this year. We're just going to move on from that one, Nick. It'll be some other topic.
We've learned to love you, warts and all, Nick.
Ugly games. It's gonna be a list of ugly games.
A list of ugly games.
A warts and all game.
Oh no!
Nick
can they be like?
By the end of this year, we are going to know that Nick is a racist aesthete.
Brad also thinks that I think Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is ugly.
Oh no, they're going to be uglier than that.
Does it have to be like a game for 2025, or can we build a list?
Yeah, I'll find some 2025 games.
All right, and here's the thing: we got to make it realistic enough that the thing that killed me last time is that the thing that pushed me off of playing the games in the list as much as I could have been is that I was not going to find time to play the things that I already genuinely wanted to play.
Okay.
So it's got to be.
I'm just digging the hole deeper.
I don't want to spend all 2025 playing your list of ugly games. Is what I'm saying.
You didn't have to waste an entire. The list was not that crazy, Nick. It was not.
You and your uggos.
Literally on the list were Rebirth and Dragon's Dogma, literal big popular games.
Just make your
70
list
hours of play could
All
have solved that entire challenge for you.
Do you know how long it takes me to play 70 hours of games these days?
If you would just focus on one game at a time.
Do you know how many hours into Stalker 2 and Metaphor I am? About 70 hours each. And I started them in November.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I started Metaphor before that. I think I started Metaphor in September or something.
I'm just saying. Focus on
whatever.
one.
I get it. It took my entire playthrough of Unicorn Overlord was about 120 hours for a single playthrough, and Chris Davis was what 60. You know,
probably 80. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right, look, just make your damn list of ugly games and we'll talk about it, okay?
That's good.
All right.
I will say,
no, actually, that one's not ugly.
At least 40 hours of Brad's playthrough Unicorn Overlord was
going to be ugly games. They're going to be games that I know you think maybe are visually unappealing.
But they also here's the catch, Brad. They also have to be games that are good. They can't be ugly and bad.
It's
they need
so funny that you are already associating ugly with bad. That's
not what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm just saying
the diagnosis, Brad.
You can't make a list full of games that are both ugly and bad. You need to make
he's
a
not
list that are
going to because he's gonna make games that he played.
Okay, that's fair. Just saying. Just fucking saying. Okay, real quick. We're going to wrap up in a minute, but I just want to ask because I'm going to be honest. I haven't been paying a ton of attention to Fantasy Critic this month.
Oh.
So, has anything of significance transpired that we need to talk about?
Where everyone's been sleeping at the fucking wheel.
There's
been some Chris Davis
early.
shit, but
it's still early.
Kingdom Come Deliverance got an 89.
Got some action, huh?
Kingdom Come Deliverance got an 89.
Yeah. I mean, the games
which cost
have come
Brad
out.
19
Look,
yeah,
super dropped
you got to understand. Y'all might think it's an L, but I drafted in such a way that it is certainly not an L for me. But I mean, hey, you're right. It is a bad. No, I mean, you could say that when you're fucking asking me for my Venmo at the end of the year again. But I'm telling you, I'm okay. Don't worry about me.
I
will say, Kingdom Come Deliverance certainly overperformed. It went from a 72 to an 89, which is still absurd. That's bigger than the Dragon's Dogma jump.
There is a state of play tomorrow, which we haven't mentioned. So maybe there'll also be some stuff there that sparks some. We're
just really slow playing it. There are games that are like Ninja Gaiden. Like someone's gonna have Ninja Gaiden on their list. It's just no one is. We're all kind of slow playing it, which isn't that exciting.
There's a couple
for like moment to moment discussion.
There are a couple things that I feel like I need to do to like really truly put a bow on 2024 Fantasy Critic, and including we received our community art that we're going to be putting on a trophy or piece of merch of some kind to send to the winners of last year's community winners for 2024. So big shout out to our community member Haste, who put together some lovely art for us.
Really
we'll
nice.
be sharing that soon. In fact, by the end of the weekend, I want to try and figure out what that is going to look like and get that ordered so we can get that over to our community members from last year that won. And then I'm also
good ideas for how to get that onto something like good that y'all might like. Let us know, because we've been looking at some ideas, but it might be kind of we'll see.
I might do some research on it tomorrow if I can too. But also on top of that, like I said, to really truly put it last year behind me, I have to do my stream where I play the game on my list that scored the worst, which happened to be Spirit of the Samurai. So I will try and do a stream of that this weekend. Means I got to buy the game and get that set up. Which honestly, I'm interested to try that game.
You have to play at least 2 hours, which means you can't do Steam refund.
I told you I would. That's the motivation, just so I can't get any of my fucking money back.
Yeah.
Anyway, so look forward to that. I'll share more about that I'll let everybody in Discord know when I'm going to be streaming that. So if you're not in our Discord but you listen to the show, maybe consider jumping in there. Discord.gg/4Player. We'd love to have you. But anyways, neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and wrap the show up with the 4-Player Minute. Our final thoughts for the week, if you will. Brad, are you ready to start?
I got nothing. Come back to me.
What? Why do you keep doing this? It's like the third time in a row you've done this to me. Crispy?
Okay. I'm not gonna talk about games because I'm just playing Yakuza 8. No, I guess Like a Dragon, Infinite Well. We don't call it Yakuza anymore. But I'm still watching Star Trek: The Next Generation, and oh my god, that show's so good. That show is so fucking good. Season 3 is a certified stone cold classic, let me tell you. Okay? Listen. You've got The Ensigns of Command. That's a good episode. You've got a really heartwarming episode in The Bonding, where a fucking Worf looks out for this orphaned kid. There's an episode called The Hunted with a character named Roga Danar, who is like Dash Rendar, but in Star Trek, and he's really lame. And I thought that episode was going to be lame. I was like, I'm not excited about this, and you know what? I watched it. It was great. Deja Q, love that. It's probably my first Q episode that I really like. Allegiance is a cool one. This episode has the most toys. That's the episode where a collector kidnaps Data to add to his collection.
Yeah. Oh,
and
don't
it's so good. At the end of the episode, he like tries to force Data to stay by like killing his servants, because he's like, you're programmed to value life in all forms. You're not gonna kill me, and if you don't do what I say, I'm gonna kill this guy, and I'm gonna kill this guy, and he like kills this lady, and it's really gruesome. And at the end of it, Data gets the dude's gun, and the guy's like, you're not gonna fucking kill me because you're programmed not to kill. And Data's like, this is just gonna keep happening if you're alive. And then like right at the last second, he goes to pull the trigger and he gets transported out. And then when they materialize him in the transporter room, they're like, oh, Mr. Data, that weapon was in discharge while you were transporting. And he's just like, no, that must be a mistake. And that's the end of the episode. It's so good. It's so good. I love Star Trek. It's great.
You know the thing about that episode
season ends with the Best of Both Worlds Part 1. That's the episode where Picard gets turned into a Borg. And then in season 4, the very last shot of season 3 is Picard as a Borg on screen talking to the Enterprise, and is like, we're gonna assimilate you, resistance is futile. And then they do this like dramatic slow pan towards fucking Riker, and they push in, and he's like, prepare to fire, and the music's going whip it, and then they hit you with the to be continued. It's so good. It's so good.
That's season 3.
That's the end of season 3.
That happens sooner than I thought.
Sooner than you think. Sooner than you think.
How many seasons does that show have?
7?
7?
Yeah, 7 seasons.
Yeah.
And then in season 5, they added sparkly lines to the title.
Ooh.
Which is cool.
That
But
was
yeah.
also the season they had an Instant Row, I think.
Season 3, 4, I feel like we're right. Yeah, season 7's the season with Ensign Rowe. She's great.
She's good.
She was originally going to be Major Kira in Deep Space Nine, but they made them 2 separate characters. She got Nick Locarno. Nick Locarno / Tom Paris.
Yeah. You should look up the mild controversy behind the most toys. How they recast the antagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy that plays Faja was like was a friend of the producers and took the role last second. And let me tell you something. He fucking kills it. He's so good in that episode.
He is, yeah.
It's great.
But yeah, well, if you look up like the recordings of that original actor, like it's a night and day difference between the characters.
I bet. You'd probably recognize. I mean, he's a guy that's been around. He's an older guy. He's been in stuff. I don't know. He's recognizable.
Yeah, no, Saul Rubinek. He was
That's my Saul Rubinek, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my update on Star Trek The Next Generation.
Wonderful.
Yeah, my 4-player minute starts now.
Okay.
Yo, there's a South of Midnight preview embargo that lifted today.
What are people saying, Brad? What are people saying?
I'm just looking at some of the headlines. South of Midnight mixes a beautiful setting with familiar gameplay, and that may be for the best. I feel like that's not a good thing to say.
Ooh, that sounds like a 78 to me.
Or like South of Midnight, unique world backdrop, solid character action.
Ooh, solid.
Yeah, those aren't the kind of words you want to hear in a preview.
Yeah, you wouldn't call your girlfriend solid, you know.
Yeah, I hope that game works out for them. But you know,
my God, I mean, yeah, I mean, like I'm excited for that game and I'm hopeful for that game, but I am not confident enough in it to have like drafted it or bid on it in Fantasy Critic for sure.
It's not Fantasy Critic bait, but I mean the kind of thing you want necessarily. But we'll see. No, what I want to mention was, what did I want to talk about? Oh, I've been thinking about Kenton says he's going to send me his old graphics card. It's not, the 5090 Super or whatever the fuck you're looking at, Nick, but it is a graphics card with DLSS. So hopefully that'll help when I'm trying to play Avowed later this month. That is the big game that I'm looking forward to besides Yakuza and Monster Hunter, which are also those. And I think there's like some big indie game I want. I feel like if Slay the Spire 2 drops, that literally might be the game that would make me, truth be told, I would probably play Slay the Spire 2 over Monster Hunter Wilds right now.
What?
I mean, obviously,
what is wrong with
obviously,
you?
I'd play both. Obviously, I'm going to play both, but I'm saying like, I potentially would be more addicted to Slay the Spire 2. So I'm hoping that's not going to launch anytime soon, but I still play that game every fucking day. And I am as into any given run as I was into I mean,
Slay the Spire a top.
You're every
10
bit as in love as you've always been.
Slay the Spire, what?
A top 10 of all time, sort of.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. But also, like Monster Hunter World is, I think so. I have to think about my top 10 list, but those would be the two games for sure.
It's a busy month.
But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be playing Wilds like crazy.
We're gonna be playing Wilds like crazy, right? That's the plan.
Sure.
Yeah,
we gonna be playing some Wilds.
As much as it's kind of a dirty word for a Monster Hunter game, you did hit credits in Rise and Sunbreak. So
yeah, twice. I hit credits in Rise twice actually.
Well, yeah, credits.
I'm just saying, hey, I'm in it. And I've had 2 people at work ask me to explain Monster Hunter to them, and I was like, I'm not a Monster Hunter expert, but I can tell you this because they were both like, I tried playing it and I just didn't get it. And I was like, look, I understand, I get it. I was that person too.
I was like once.
I was like, it is not a game you can just jump into by yourself and hope to figure it out. You need somebody who knows what they're doing to take you through the first few hours of the game at least to get you familiar with it, because otherwise it's not going to happen. And they were like, oh, that's good to know. And it's like, yes,
it is exciting, and I will be playing lots of multiplayer, but I do usually play multiplayer like in the post game, so we'll see. But yeah, it'll be sicko mode for me for sure.
Sweet.
Damn.
All right.
February. I guess I'm just hyped for February.
Chris Davis.
Well, all of y'all are going to be playing Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm going to be the only one that's going to be playing Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. That's okay, though.
No, you're not. I'm going to be playing that too.
You'll play it for 2 days, and then you'll get lost in Monster Hunter and won't touch it until August.
It comes out a week before.
Yeah. You'll play it for 2 days. He'll be
playing it for a week before.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Likely, you're probably right. But I mean, what is that? I mean, who cares? You finish games in like a weekend, anyways.
Yeah. How are they on these like Yakuza spin-offs? Is this worth being excited about?
Pirate Yakuza?
Yes. Yeah. It is worth being excited about.
They're like 1,000% like
the Man Who Erased these spin-offs are where they kind of have fun and experiment with stuff. The Man Who Erased His Name, like the combat system, is insane.
He has
absolutely insane.
Kiryu has jet
boots. He's got like secret agent gadgets.
Yeah.
I mean, he can summon drones. Yeah, no, Pirate Yakuza looks absolutely insane. And Majima, you played him in Yakuza 0. He is up there with the best of the best Yakuza
the Mad Dog of Shimano.
Oh yeah.
He's in English he's played by Matt Mercer, actually.
Yeah.
and in the original Yakuza, he was played by sorry, it's been a long day. Luke Skywalker.
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, he's the voice of Majima.
Like, is he doing like a Joker thing with it, or?
No, well, yeah.
I mean, he's got the laugh.
Kiryu. I mean, yeah, he is crazy back then, but he's not as crazy as he is these days. I mean, he was crazy, but he wasn't voiced as crazy as he is now, I feel like.
Yeah. He wasn't Flanderized yet, you mean?
Well, yeah.
Well,
what are we talking about here? Are we
my 4-player minute? Mine?
Mine? I'm sorry.
Chris Davis was in the middle of his. I haven't even gone yet.
Chris Davis is going to be playing Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
Cool. Yeah, I will be. But I'm not. I'm also thinking about like loading up some weird fucking shit, because I usually do weird fucking shit at least once a year, and I didn't do that last year. I'm kind of past due. So I gotta find something
weird fucking shit.
I don't know, like something I found on like Woot or like GameFly for like $5, and just fuck it, I bought it. Like I bought Eternights like 6 months ago and never played it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was like
the kind
$8.
of shit David was talking about a few weeks ago. Eternights?
Yeah.
That's like a blue reflection level of deep cut.
I mean, yeah. I'm just saying.
Why do you have that?
Because it was $8 on Woot. Because why not?
Who buys shit off of Woot?
What is Woot?
Woot used to be this. It was bought out by Amazon years ago.
It was a rhetorical question, by the way.
It was a website where they only sold one thing per day for a while.
Oh, that thing! I forgot about that thing. Jesus Christ!
Yeah, they do sales all the time, and they do a lot of.
I got an idea. If you're gonna play something gooky, why don't you play 1,000 times resist? You fucking losers. You
fucking say sluts.
Bums. You bums.
He was gonna say sluts.
I bought it for the Steam library for you guys.
Yeah, I know. And we thank you for it.
Brad,
I look forward to doing it.
I
installed 1,000 times resist.
It goes down smooth.
Oh, that's
beautiful and fully voiced. And
that's right. Thank you, Brucey.
Intriguing.
I used the Game of the Year recordings as an excuse to actually install Suicide Squad. So I'm actually going to give that a little shot.
Okay.
What about Evangelion?
1,000 times resist. Whatever. Just fucking move on.
Anything else you want to add, Chris Davis?
No. I think I've had enough people talking about my 4-player minute, so it's okay. Yo, go ahead. Go ahead, Nick.
Brad's. That's all, Brad.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about you and not letting Chris Davis get a word out during his 4-player minute. That's what we're talking about.
He says so many things. And We've heard Tim say so many things. What are you talking
And you
about?
could mute your mic.
Oh my god. Okay. My 4-player minute starts now. Like Crispy, I'm gonna also not talk about video games in this moment in time.
You're gonna talk about Star Trek Next Generation?
No, I'm
Yeah,
gonna talk about.
do it.
Well, I'm gonna talk about my Star Trek Next Generation. I'm gonna talk about, of course,
Dexter?
guys, Dexter. Man, we are one episode away from the end of Original Sin,
Oh shit!
and it's so good. It's like it was like when this was announced, and I was like, in my heart of hearts, I was thinking to myself, I'm gonna like it, I'm gonna enjoy it, but there's a good chance that like it's not gonna be for a lot of people, and it's not gonna be great. But everybody seems to really be fucking enjoying it.
Is
and
it
loving
so
it.
good that you can like retroactively go back and say, "Look, I was over glazing New Blood a little bit"?
No, wait, what?
Wait, I mean, you got it. You're always at 10 for Dexter, so it's hard to evaluate what is actually.
I'm not. I actually like there are 2 seasons of that show that I legitimately don't like.
Yeah, but that
he will go so far as to 8.5. That's as low as he'll go.
Look. Here's the thing. I am like all in on Dexter, obviously, right? But like I'm also not to toot my own horn here. I'm so like well versed in Dexter. I can tell you what is good Dexter versus what is bad Dexter, and like you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
I don't
like,
know what you
Crispy,
mean.
I do.
Crispy is probably the same way with Star Trek. You know what I mean? Like he can tell you like I like it all, but like here's the good stuff, and here's maybe the not so good stuff.
Recommend that you watch the first season of Star Trek Enterprise, but like
what's better, this Original Sin or New Blood?
I mean, it's
Gotta
tough,
think.
man. It's tough.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which one is more like
New
Star
Blood is
Trek
much darker.
Voyager?
New Blood is much darker. Original Sin is very much tapping back into like season 1 of the show, where it's like it's like much lighter, darker. It's dark comedy, and it's like vibrant. It's Miami. It's
You
back.
just said lighter, darker in the same word.
But I said New Blood is darker.
Yeah,
and I said the first season is tapping back into like the dark comedy of the original
dark comedy.
season,
Okay,
like the it's a lighter tone, but it's dealing with dark subject matter, right?
Okay.
But the point is, like, this could have failed in so many different ways, and it's been pretty damn phenomenal so far. And people seem to be really excited. Everyone's hoping for a season 2 announcement at the end of after the finale is done. And I never thought we'd be here, honestly. I thought people were going to be kind of like...
Are these like mini series? Like, is there going to be like a season?
Oh, what just happened?
Season 2 Original Sin, or are these just like one-shot seasons?
New Blood was a mini series, so it's a one-shot. Original Sin, we don't know yet. We're waiting. I think they were waiting to find out if people like took to it. But
there is going to be another.
Now there probably will be.
But Resurrection, which is the follow-up to New Blood, is multiple seasons.
That's starting in June. A Harrison
Speaking
show?
of which, no, that's Michael C. Hall show. That's
Dexter. Just continuation of Dexter.
It's just a continuation of Dexter with more Dexter. Harrison is back in it.
It's not the spin-off prequel.
Batista is back.
Batista.
Yeah, and they just announced casting like for like new cast members for Resurrection. Peter Dinklage is basically I don't think it's confirmed yet, but he's.
You know what this reminds me of?
It reminds me of Uma Thurman and Peter Dinklage.
Uma Thurman.
Wow. You know what it reminds me of? They realized that Michael C. Hall was the Golden Goose, and I think they knew that, right?
Well, of course.
It's like when Vin Diesel came back to Fast and the Furious, like when he was briefly gone from it.
Right.
And now they're like, okay, we realize we fucked up, and now we're going to bring back Vin Diesel, and we're going to double down. And
they've been
I
really
feel like that's what they're
it.
doing with Michael C. Hall.
No, they are absolutely, but like they did something really smart, because Original Sin was like people were kind of like giving it. They were like, I don't know about this because it's a whole new cast and everything. And then they came out and they announced Michael C. Hall is going to be doing like his inner monologue, and that shit works beautifully. Like having new face, young Dexter on screen, but when you hear his inner monologue, it's Michael C. Hall, and it sounds like he's kind of like recounting his younger days. It's
do you think Michael
C.
Hall had a number, or do you think he really was just like, I'm good?
Oh, I'm sure.
And Showtime just showed up with the dump truck full of money and was like,
"Oh yeah,
God, no one gives a shit about Harrison. Please, God."
No. Look. Michael C. Hall is definitely doing it for the money, but I will say this: he's been doing it for the money for a long time with Dexter. Like he could have probably stopped that show like a long time ago. But he also
stopped doing it for the money after 6 Feet Under.
But he's also he doesn't phone in his performances even when he's doing it for the money.
Yeah,
like he's always great. He's
a
always
consummate
great.
professional.
Yeah,
he's a consummate professional. So that's all that matters.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because it's what I think about a lot now, and the finale.
So you're happy
Friday.
you got what you wanted out of this?
Yeah, no, and I want more. I didn't think possible. Like they're setting up so much interesting shit to enrich the core series.
Wait till they bring MODOK into the
MODOK. Oh my god! No, if they make MODOK Darren Cross, then
Yeah.
then they fucked up.
All right. Guys, we've reached the end of our show. Thank you so much for listening once again. It has been fun, but we'll catch you next week on next Tuesday night for another episode. Of course, in the meantime, you can find us in Discord at discord.gg/4Player, and you can find all of our podcasts on your preferred podcast service or 4playernetwork.com, whichever you prefer. But yeah, thanks for listening. And in the meantime, guys, be good to each other, play video games, and good night. Did nobody say bye this time?
No, I didn't.
I never do.
Usually, yeah. Crispy never does.
824.
Brad usually says something, and then Chris Davis waits like 2 or 3 seconds, and then he says it. He's always like the last person I have to cut off at the end.
Wow.
Not cut off, but
you realize
I have to move your track to the top because it goes farther than everybody else's, and I have to wait until you say goodbye, and then I shave everything off after that. Just saying, just a little inside baseball
trim
there.
it in the middle just a little bit. You don't have to keep the entire pause.
Inside baseball. Ooh!
Woo! Thanks, Brucey. Always a pleasure.
Come Deliverance is very good. Now I got to find a list of ugly games.
Start
make
with
him play Make him play Who's Lila.
VTAC. I just want to say,
but it needs to be 20-25 games.
As someone who is also who very late in the game decided to read all the books, I totally agree with you. Do not like the Dexter books, at all.
It's okay. I mean, I felt that way about Game of Thrones. It's
crazy. It's crazy, how different they are.
What? No.
Here we go.
I'm kidding. No, someone made a funny joke about. It was about Fantasy Critic and Silksong and how Winds of Winter is the book, the fantasy book, or what they call it, library critic or whatever. Winds of Winter is drafted every year and the laughing stock. Oh man,
no, dude, they were making. Oh my god, that joke about Winds of Winter and Lucky Logan, and that movies.
Wait, Lucky Logan had a Winds of Winter joke?
You didn't know? There's a prison riot.
I don't remember.
There's a prison riot in the movie, and and there's a whole scene where the warden's negotiating with the prisoners, and he's going through their list of the demands, and he's like, all right, but I can't get a copy of Winds of Winter or Dreams of Spring for the prison library. And they're like, no, those guys you transferred in from county, they knew all kinds of shit with the lady with the dragon. And he's like, well, I believe those prisoners got their information from the television show. And they're like, you're fucking lying. He was supposed to have it delivered in 2012. And he's like, I know it says that, but I'm also reading on Wikipedia that he's failed to meet his deadlines. And
when did Lucky Logan come out? Oh man,
that's what I'm trying to
Lucky.
I think it was 2015 or something.
Yeah, so
2016,
2017 movie.
Dang, it was a meme back then too.
Yeah, which means they were shooting it probably. They were shooting that either early 2016 or early 2017 or 2016.
That is
the only way you're gonna get Winds of Winter now is just on fanfiction.net.
You know how they joke some people joke, I might not even care about Silksong anymore, but which is a joke, right? These people are full of shit. But that actually I think happened with
Winds of Winter,
A Song of Ice and Fire, and it's really sad. I mean, obviously the show was a part of it, but there are people who just do not care anymore.
Dude. And they are quick to tell you that they don't care.
They always are.
On any post or article about Game of Thrones.
I'm not. Well, yeah. But I mean, that part of that's because of the show, right?
Yeah, it is definitely the show. I think a lot of people feel like, oh, we got the ending, and
What's gonna happen with Khaleesi?
Yeah. The kind of people who only know the character as Khaleesi don't care anymore.
Jon Snow's dead. Will he ever come?
What if you know? Remember how there was all that talk?
Stays dead.
Remember how there was all that talk about like
his parentage?
George R.R. Martin told HBO like a handful of things that he intended.
He told them like 3 things he was planning.
Yeah, but like, what if the third thing was like the ending of the show, the thing that everybody hated, and then now that he saw how people reacted, he was like,
"It is." But like his, Nick, have you read all the books, Nick?
Yeah, it's pretty well.
There's a like path to that ending that makes a lot more sense if you know what's going on in the books.
Okay, well, I have been listening to book 3 for the better part of a year.
There's a whole like imagine the ending of Game of Thrones, but there's like a whole nother character who like is the king and took over, and like everybody else loves him, and then Dany shows up and like does her whole Mad Queen thing. Like it makes it makes a little more sense when you kind of like get where he's going like with it.
No,
you know?
Believe me, that's I believe you, because
book
like
3 might be the best. Like you've been listening to book 3 for how.
I have 17 hours and 44 minutes left, and that's with me listening to it on like 1.7
Everything
speed.
happens in that 17 hours.
Do you like only listen like 1 minute a day?
The last chapter I listened to was the Red Wedding.
But that's great. How long ago was that?
Probably like 3 months.
Oh my god. Red Wedding is pre-trial, right? Yeah.
Look. I'm gonna be honest. Look. The only reason I slowed down is because some people at my job started doing a book club, and I'm participating. So I was like, yeah, I'll just listen to the book for the book club, and then I'll get back to Game of Thrones. And I haven't done that yet. So, but I will. I'll do that. I finished a book yesterday.
Book 3? They don't even have Cersei chapters yet, right? That's book 4.
No, that's book 4. I would imagine.
Book 4. Yeah, because
you know nothing, Jon Snow.
God, yeah, you
know what? You know what?
The show has already ruined Jaime Lannister for you. I don't know how. Like,
I can't believe I used to get mad at you for not watching Double Fine Psych Odyssey. It takes you years to finish an audiobook. That is absurd.
Well, you got to realize too that like I don't listen to audio. Like listening to audiobooks is not my default setting when I like.
You could just pick a day and like lay down and listen to that whole book.
I will fall asleep.
Drink coffee.
You know, I have never tried that. Just laying down with
you don't have to lay down. You could literally just go into the woods and listen to that book, and it would be an amazing time.
It is. I mean, it is fantastic. Do you remember? This was a while back because I think I had just finished reading or listening to the first book. So it's with I can't remember his name, the narrator, and I was sitting here and I was like, oh my god, that was so fucking good. But like, God, he needs to hurry up and get those last 2 books out, because if he takes too much longer, like the narrator is going to pass away. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh, the narrator's been dead for 5 years.
Oh, the person who reads the book.
Yeah.
Who was the guy who read back
I'm trying to pull it up right now.
He's good.
Roy Dotrice.
Oh,
yeah, Dotrice. Yeah,
Dotrice. Yeah. I was like, oh my god, they gotta hurry. And this was probably like 2 years ago.
Wow, he's been gone for a while. Yeah.
God. And then I was like, even if the next 2 books do come out by some miracle, like, and they get around to doing the audiobook, it's gonna be totally fucking different.
Well,
I mean, not that they can't find somebody else to do it really well. It's just going to be jarring going from.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. Look, and you know what? Strangely enough, the thing that's been like really driving me to listen to these books. This doesn't sound so lame, but Crispy, when we were talking, you were kind of like telling me about like little things that are very different from the show.
Sure.
And you didn't tell me specifically what's going on. but you told me about a character that doesn't exist in the show.
Lady Stoneheart?
Yes, and I was like,
Yeah.
I know nothing about this character, but you just gave me like a little like
A peek behind the curtain.
Yeah, and I was like, I want to know what the fuck that's all about, and
Dude.
that's the thing that
Yeah,
wait
you
for it.
and me both, Nicholas. What the fuck is that all about? What's going on?
No one knows.
Crispy, serious question. Now that I've gotten through the Red Wedding, how long is it before they introduce Lady Stoneheart? Is it book 4?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I think it is. I think
He doesn't know about grayscale. No,
Yeah, he doesn't
end of Storm of Swords, I believe, right? Is Lady Stoneheart.
No. There is something. No, because it's Brienne. It's a Brienne chapter where they introduce her.
That makes sense.
Which is book 4. Book 4. Book 3 is just Jamie chapters, right?
First chapter.
This is making me sad though, because damn.
Yeah.
Book 4 is when they start to go all over the place with the perspective chapter.
Right. Book 4 is everybody who's in Westeros, and book 5 is everyone who is at the Wall or in Essos. But it's all happening at the same time.
But the good thing about the books is you don't get like dog shit Dorne like in the show.
Dorne is so good in the book.
Oh my god, the sand snakes are so much.
The sand snakes are so good. Like all this. No, even better. The Greyjoy shit. Like the guy who is like the worst fucking character in the show is like the coolest, scariest villain in the books. Is a fucking wizard. It's crazy.
Yeah, his uncles.
Yeah. Like there's so much just like magic and like weird stuff.
Yeah,
in the books
you're
too
right.
that
You're
isn't-
right. You're right. The tower or the
when they go through the
Your cat has something in his mouth.
the fucking
like-
the black door or whatever. Yeah, the weirwood door.
What you got?
So cool. All the shit, like even the shit
in
with
Essos. I'm talking about the stuff in Essos in that one city.
Oh, the House of the Undying.
Yes,
Karth?
House of the Undying.
Dude, Karth is
not
so
House of the
cool.
Undying.
What?
God, it's been a long time.
Are you talking about the Sons of the Harpy stuff? Wait, what are you talking about? Or are you talking about? Are you talking about Tyrion with like when he joins up with that one party?
No.
Yeah, the hair tie.
When he gets pulled under the
that's
water.
one of their favorite toys.
Shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, none of that stuff's in the show.
love hair
Well, never mind.
None of that stuff's in the show.
All right, gentlemen, I have to go.
Yeah,
I will jump back into Storm of Swords tomorrow.
Okay.
And I will install Like a Dragon on my Steam Deck. What a productive night.
I love it, Nick. I'm so excited for you.
It is weird that it feels like there's always an objective to podcast night, and it's to convince Nick of something.
That's what. Yeah, that's how it works.
I mean,
He's
I think
definitely just
it gives the discussion a good energy.
Oh yeah, I just don't like the main character energy that he's putting out into the world.
And he earned it by being ignorant.
Yeah. All right, good night.
Okay, bye everybody.
Bye, guys. Look, we made it through the stream. Your internet was fine.
Yeah, worked out just fine. 0 frame drops.
And look, and now we have 2 options. So if you do happen to have internet, I can do it. And
Yeah.
good things. Anyways, good night.